Welcome to PBKC Streaming Live. Streaming Live. Streaming live, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Hello, welcome everybody, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Moneymaker multi-flight, no limit hold on, $300 buy-in, event number 6. This is Flight 1F.
Flight 6, baby, let's go. We got one more flight to go. This is our penultimate day 1 flight. And then tomorrow we're going into day 2. Tomorrow being Monday, we're going to restart at 12:15. But today, ladies and gentlemen,
It ain't over yet.
it ain't over.
It
Like she said,
ain't over.
like the lady said, it's Flight F. We are playing down to 17, and that is where we are going to bag.
And you guys have not missed a thing. Also, we have one more flight. You guys could get into this. Flight G, that starts at 5:15 p.m. We have registration all the way up to 9:45 p.m. after the break. So if you're watching this and you feel like playing, you want to get in on this, I mean, the prize pool is pretty sick. You should definitely do it.
We don't even know what it is. That's how sick it is because we got one more flight to go. So
pending.
Yeah, it is pending. We are going to crush the 100K guarantee per usual. And we are already at our feature table, and we're going to jump right into the action.
Yeah, and we got plenty of regulars here, Terry. See our boy Savage, a.k.a. Ryan, with the pocket fours. He's going to fold that. Not liking his position. Of course, we have our boy Matt in seat 1. Some regulars out in the field. It's always a pleasure seeing everybody join us here on the chat or out there playing. Tropicana Banana, how many entries total you think y'all have already? It's a very great question.
So Banana, let's see. We're averaging roughly 100 per flight. We're on 5 flights today, so I would say we're probably sitting at around 400, give or take, probably about 400 entries.
And remember, we still have one more flight,
Yep.
Banana. So we won't know until pretty much, if we're still live here, till like 10 p.m. Yeah. 9:45 to be exact.
66500. Larry's all in.
Ooh, look how fancy those all-in buttons are.
You can actually see the words all in on those all in buttons.
It's like an oversized chip.
I think George needs a club on this flop to call with his pair. Even then, I don't think he's calling because this all in from Rodney's pretty strong. He's basically telling him, at the very least, I have like a pair of 9s or 10s, but we can see he's got top, almost top, and easy fold from George.
Yes. But he does like to play, George.
He does.
Yeah.
He sure does. He doesn't like to sit around and wait.
No, if he had more chips, I think you'd definitely call there.
Yeah, as you can see with his 6-3 of clubs, he likes to play, you know?
I think we saw him here last time. Tropicana Banana, you're cool. Thank you for joining us. You guys are all great.
Yo, welcome in, chat. Lock it in.
Yeah.
We're here for the long run. We're here till, like we said, we're bagging at 17 players, so we'll be here till at least 8 or 9 o'clock.
At least.
Just so you guys know, seat 5, his name is Ryan, but you might know him better as Savage.
Yeah.
He is, in fact, Savage at the table. Each one of these players started with 40K.
They sure did.
Blinds are up to 1,015 with a 1,500 big blind ante.
Raise 3000.
And Matt is going to raise to 3,000 here with his ace-5 offsuit.
I like it.
Yeah, so do I. It's good stuff. Ryan not feeling it.
Matt's actually a relatively tight player, so to see him open with a hand like ace-5 off, you know, he's definitely trying to take some blinds with a hand like that. And seeing he has the, you know, there's 4K already in blinds. It's a nice little pot without even seeing a flop.
The Florida Piper, no stranger here to our chat. Welcome, welcome. Go Savage. All love for Ryan over here. Speaking of Piper, I told your boy, I was like, got to get you here on the mic with us. So you might see him during this or even after for an interview. So stay tuned for that, everybody. Ryan yesterday on stream started with 29,000 and run it up over 300K. He was a solid player. You were here yesterday.
I was. Sure was. We actually had a lot of action on that table. Something tells me this table is going to be a little less talkative, a little. I don't want to say less exciting because I mean the cards will dictate that, but the aggression level on our table yesterday was pretty impressive. So if you guys didn't catch that one, why don't you go ahead and check it out. Go check us out on YouTube or Twitch. And it was our moneymaker Flight E. I'm sorry, it was our Flight D yesterday. So go on YouTube, check it out, and you'll see a lot of action on that stream.
Of course, Piper, no problem. Had Gino drawing dead. Was it a sick hand? Did you write it down? Write that down. No? Like really thinking about it. Hey, Airborne. Speaking of our regulars, I saw Airborne bag the other day. Yep. He sure did. I think that was Flight 1B. Yeah, he bagged that. Congratulations, Airborne. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. By the way, Savage told me, funny story, he said, I already have a bag, but I'm trying to get another bigger
does
bag.
he?
So he's like, I'm guaranteed money.
Wow.
He goes, and fun fact, well, not really fun, but he has 2 bullets in right now. So he goes, either way, I get my money back with min cash. So, and he's up a little bit.
It's a nice
so
way to look at it, yeah.
You know?
No, I dig it. Yeah, the way our moneymaker tournaments run is it is a best bag format. So if you, let's say you end day one and you bag with, let's just say 50K, but you're not satisfied with that amount, you can come back the next day. And let's just say you come back on another day, you buy in and you get knocked out, you can still use your original 50K bag. So
yes,
just a best bag format, which is, I mean, kind of the best way to do it because then you're giving people. You're giving the pot more chances to grow. Otherwise, some people would just kind of stick with their 50K, and as opposed to forfeiting, because there are formats where you can forfeit your bag, but then if you play and get knocked out, you can't come back with that 50K. So this is the right format. This is the best format because it just allows more buy-ins, more money in the pot, which is.
I think it's the best. I think everyone should do it.
It's a blessing that I'm not talking. No, we want you. You're fine.
It's a blessing he's not talking, you say.
Well, they were just talking about why he wasn't talking as much, but as soon as we go live, Ryan slows the talk down a little bit.
Trust me.
He's just trolling.
Mute when I'm on the stream.
No, we never. We love when you talk, Savage. I called him a nerd for his shirt he's wearing. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, I'm all over it. Let's go.
You're such a nerd. Man, with pocket 10s here under the gun. It's definitely going to raise it up here. 4,000. Anthony calls with his ace-8 offsuit here. All these other fellas folded. It's on George, or excuse me, now it's on George. With his king-9 offsuit here. 2,500 more to call. He's in the big blind. Where's Betty?
Betty's here. I saw her upstairs.
Whoa, Black Betty.
Oh, Black Betty. Bam, bam, bam. Whoa, Black Betty. Bam, bam, Black Betty had a child. Bam, 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 go wow.
Maybe we'll get Betty on the mic. We love us some Betty.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Thank you. I think it'd be a great idea. She's like, I'm too shy for that. I was like, you
Okay.
girl, stop it.
Not too shy for anything. No, her husband Randy's in the field right now. I'm not sure if Betty's
Nice.
playing a different tournament or if she's in a satellite or if she's actually in this flight. But I saw her go up to him, and I thought I heard her say something about getting rivered or something. So I don't know if she got knocked out or just a bad
No.
hand. But
I hope not.
she's hanging around. She's chilling.
I can see you.
Wow, Anthony's making a loose call here with ace high. Wow, he does have the ace of spades. He turns the nut flush draw.
Oh my goodness.
And do
Does
a
it
little
get there?
Check, check. No, just
Oh.
tens full. No big deal.
No big deal.
Let's see if Anthony.
How you like that hand, Matt?
I wonder if Matt's gonna try it. Nah, he's gonna go for value. Nah, I don't like that, to be honest with you, because then if you don't give your opponent a chance to bluff if he does miss his draw, but
You could have bet something small there.
he's just I don't think he's ever getting called by anything. Yeah, I don't even know if a flush call's there, to be honest with you. And if his opponent had a flush, he's probably betting the turn. So I think that's kind of a misstep from Matt. You either want to bet small there, like maybe 5K, 6K, and then try to induce a bluff, or maybe even just check all around, because if your opponent shows weakness the whole time, chances are he doesn't have a strong hand, and you really want him to bet that hand for you. So, you know, nothing wrong with taking down the pot, but when you take it down with the nuts, you kind of want to find value somewhere in that hand, and it's kind of tough for Matt to find value when you go all in, because, like I said, on a paired board like that, even a flush, I think has a hard time calling. So, anyway, Matt still takes it down. That's the important part.
Thanks for the knowledge, Terry.
Hey-oh,
Hey-oh. Speaking of, look at our regulars. We see our boy Alfredo.
Fredo, let's go, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
For those of you who've never seen Fredo before, but you hear him or you see him in the chat all the time, that's
You
Fredo
do.
in the 10 seat, 9 seat.
Always in the chat, repping everywhere. It's always nice to see our local players play these events and always do good in them and cash in them. Do you like this
Ryan,
raise by
getting-
Ryan?
You know, when it's folded to you and you're short stacked, I think you got to start picking some spots. I don't see a problem with this raise.
Okay. George.
He's doing a little more than 2x, so if the blinds are 1,015, raises to 4,000, that's about 2.5x. Yeah, gonna go ahead and take down a $4,000 pot. So nice when it works out, because I mean he doesn't like his hand, but he's just
Yeah.
trying to mix it up a little bit, switch gears, take down the tiny pots when you can.
When I'm supposed to, I call in. You want to snap for real?
Race 4,500.
Hold'em fan, what game?
You're gonna have to elaborate on that one, buddy. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
This is our Moneymaker event number 6, multi-flight. This is our flight 1F. Just making sure. $300 buy-in, 100k guarantee that start at 11:15 a.m. Registration is closed for this. We had a total of how many entries here?
We had 130.
And we're going to bag at 17. We still have one more flight to go. That starts at 5:15 p.m. And last registration for that one is at 9:45 p.m.
Jumping was a 3.
Ronnie going all in here with his ace-jack offsuit.
You have a closet full of black shirts that you wear.
Fredo says, "Yup."
30 of the same black shirt. My closet's full of what Eric gives me. I have probably
30 or 40 black shirts.
That's funny.
Just keep it simple.
I told you Eric gave me 4 You're like Eric, bro. Like, he gave me 4 big garbage bags full of stuff.
Hold'em fan, we have not seen Mr. Moneymaker, but that does not mean he's not here. But I have not seen him.
I'm just trying to hear Alfredo's strategy with the shirts.
But yeah, I'm never shopping for clothes again because I got like so many nice shirts and shorts and stuff.
Raise 3,000.
I'd have to work out to wear them.
That'd be cool to get who on, Alex?
I think Betty's talking
Oh,
about.
Betty. Yeah, Betty, what we talked about earlier. Sam, welcome. Thank you for joining. How are you?
Sam says, what do you mean,
When
Call
he
break,
says that, I'm like thinking of that emoji.
You think he's stroking his beard?
Yes. An interesting question. Do you ever do that when you're at the table and it's a crazy hand or you're just thinking, you just stroke your beard and you're like,
I stroke my beard all day. Or else why have
fully.
one? Why have a beard if you can't just stroke it whenever you want?
Did Gino bag? Alex would like to know.
That's a good question. We'll have our research team get on that, Alex. I do believe he bagged though.
He was definitely on the feature table yesterday, though.
He was on the
remember
feature
that.
table, and I don't recall him getting knocked out, so I'm pretty sure he bagged. I don't know what he had, but I think it was a little less than 100k. So now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure he did bag.
But listen, he could always play tonight's event and, get more chips.
Hold'em fan Fredo's in the 9 seat with the black shirt.
You guys know him on YouTube. He has a couple aliases on here on YouTube and Twitch.
Tito, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Tito.
Everybody can relax. Tito's here.
Yeah. Have no fear, for Tito is here.
For those of you hopping in the chat right now, we'd really appreciate a like, comment, subscribe. Any of it, all of it helps and goes a long way.
Looking at the screen, my position's going like this 82 times.
Have that awkward camera time.
Awkward camera time? There's no awkward camera time. Come on, guys. You're famous. Like, so crazy. George. I knew that was coming. Ronnie's going to call here. Heads up action. The big blind in the hijack position. Gino is out. Hold'em fan said. Our girl Felice in the box. Always got a smile on her face. Wow. Show it.
No, he's never showing that.
Oh,
He said you can go back and watch the VOD.
Team Savage. Tito, I was just letting Piper know that I talked to Savage myself, and we're going to either get him here in the booth with us hanging out during the stream or right after for an interview when he bags here. So stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. Always love to hear from you guys and have you guys in the booth. Drop some knowledge with us.
Second best fold you've ever done.
George is telling him his
Yeah.
second best fold he ever made. He's over here with threes. Get him, George. Let him know.
Let's try to put him on tilt.
Try to put him on notice.
Raise 3,500.
So Jose
Call 3,500.
raised with the sevens? If I'm mistaken? Yeah, there we go.
All in.
Wow, Steve putting it all in with ace-10. Well, I guess he's short stack. That's, yeah. I get it.
With his strong hand.
All in.
Oh. Hey, y'all are spicy. I like this.
So, yeah, Alex, I'm guessing Gino fired another bullet. He might not have been happy with his bag size. So, because I'm pretty sure he did bag yesterday, but it sounds like he did fire another bullet today, and then maybe he's out.
We literally had like several flights. So, I mean,
George sitting over here with ace-jack. I don't think he's going to call this because it's going to be about 2/3 of his stack, and it's just probably too much to call with two all-ins in front of you. It's okay, George.
Oh, he mad.
Hi, them close.
We'll see here.
Your question.
Ooh, George don't like that.
No, he sure doesn't. Let's rub it in there just a
Yeah, a
little bit.
little bit.
Quinn says, go Rodney. Welcome. Thank you for joining, Quinn.
Steve's pretty happy that Rodney folded that ace-jack. He's going to go ahead and, I don't know, more than double up. That's about almost a triple up.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome in, chat. Nice to hear from everybody. Let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know if you've bagged or if you plan on playing another one.
I know I am. I'm sorry. Find me a muzzle, hon. I'll keep it quiet. That's what it's going to take, though.
That's not working out for me. That's your second free pass. Oh, no, we're even
I had
now.
ace king on the
Oh,
other
no, we're even.
You know
we're
it's
even,
on you,
we're
baby.
even.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say. I almost messed up.
He's always on top. Not your first rodeo.
Raise 4,000 total.
Call.
Call 4,000.
Oak Tie in the chat. What's up, Reb?
Hey, Red Bull Poker. Hello, hello. Oak Tie. Two of the best. It would have been three of the best if you were here, but, you know, maybe next time.
I don't know if that's a subtle dig or a dig or not a dig at all,
Well,
but
he's always like, you never cook for me, and I had tons of great food, and
you
he missed out on that, too.
literally cooked for him and not here to enjoy it.
Womp, womp.
Ooh, here's an interesting flop. We got George with a flush draw, Richard with
Oh.
a set,
Flop it
Ryan
like it's
with
hot.
nothing.
Okay.
Wow, we're gonna have some
1,500 to call.
action here for sure. George isn't going anywhere.
No.
One player right here. Are you at 18 hands coming at you? I'm sorry, honey.
So, pew, 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 pew.
I love Felice. Wow, I actually really like this. So there's 4 players in the hand. Normally a set is going to slow play, but with 4 hands in there, Richard knows that someone has at least a piece of this. So I like the fact that he let out with a set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, what a card. That's so gross.
Yellow.
Wow, George is going to go in the tank on this one.
Yeah. Oh my
Yo, what's up,
goodness.
Warren?
Warren, thanks for joining us. We love you too. Always appreciate you. Have you played any of the events, Warren? Or are you dealing them secretly and I haven't just seen you yet?
I'm all
Oh.
Drawing dead. George is drawing dead. He's not going to like this.
Wonder what Anthony
I
has.
also wonder. I'm guessing Anthony has a 10, if I had to guess, because there's already a lot of spades out there.
Yeah. Well, definitely not a 10 because he.
Well, no, it could have been a 10, but with
I
2 guys in
mean-
front of him, that's an easy fold. You know,
Well,
at least one of those guys has a flush. So
Yeah.
if he does have a 10, it's an
You're
easy
right.
fold.
That's why they're there and I'm here. I mean, what do I know? Ooh, and George will be eliminated there.
But instead,
That couldn't have gone any better for Richard.
Wow, he just said he had King 6 of spades.
No way.
That's what he said.
That's sick if he really did. It's amazing.
Wow.
Wowie wee wow wow.
Wowie wowie.
I like. Great success. Is it good? Yeah, tweak it more.
No, that was actually really good.
Oh, thank you so
yeah.
much.
Well, Warren, if you get a chance, come check out some of our
Yeah.
late night satellites. We got satellites starting at 6 o'clock every night. Our main event is a $1,100 buy-in. That begins on Thursday, but we are giving out packages every single night in satellite form. So come on down, check it out, and see if you can run it up.
We have the best satellites, in my opinion.
raise 5,000.
Do you like satellites, Derry?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because I'm poor.
Jesus. 49 players remaining out of 131 entries.
Wow, Matt's just shoving here.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about jacks?
I mean, it is what it is. They just play themselves. Some people like to slow play them and see a flop first because if you're going up against a hand like ace-queen or ace-king, they're almost always going to call you pre-flop. So you almost just want to kind of see a flop of them. But, I mean, at this point in the tournament, you got to double up. You got to get a big stack. So, I mean, I don't think there's any wrong way to really play them. But he might just – it looks like Fredo's in the tank. Fredo plays a lot with Matt, so he knows Matt.
Yeah.
If Matt's putting his chips in there, he's got a made hand right
He's
now.
like, damn it. He's like, I like this hand, but damn it.
I mean, but he knows this. I mean, he could be absolutely crushed. This could easily be ace-king. You know, ace-king, pocket kings. He has removal to aces or queens because he has ace-queen, but, you know, it's a tough spot for Fredo.
He said, I'll fold.
I had sevens this hand. I'm calling 5,000.
He's showing.
And I had sevens. So
Aw, what a friendly game.
Yeah.
These guys are so nice.
I had sevens. What do you have that you were calling with just now? You said you would have called 5. Oh, king jack. Yeah, I had sevens.
So, Dustin Enos, he had 485,000 he bagged. I think he was, no, the chip leader on Flight E.
That's a nice bag.
And prior to that, he was talking to me on the rail the other day, and he just busted out, you know, and I was like, he's like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna go back in, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it right now. And he's telling me the sick hand he lost, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I think you're gonna get this. You might even win this whole thing. And I go, I think you should get in there. And now look at that. I see the picture, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Wow.
So I have to give Dustin a shout out. He's a really nice guy.
So you're saying you're the reason he bagged 480K?
I mean, I didn't say that, but I gave him definitely some good juju along the way. So I will bless you guys.
Did Matt just pick up jacks again?
No.
Guys, I got a table.
That's wild.
Table around for this gentleman.
What are the odds on that?
It's not good.
I feel like I gotta look that up. I'm really
I mean,
curious.
and it's the same ones too. He had 2 red jacks last hand too.
Oh my goodness!
So
you know
what's
what? I'm
the-
looking that up. No,
Yeah.
I gotta look it up. I'm curious.
Getting the exact same hand back to back.
Yeah.
52, probably like
No,
I'm gonna say 2,500 to 1.
2,500 to one.
That would be just an offhanded guess. 2,500 to 1.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe even 5,000 to 1. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Fresh. He calls 3,500.
Hold, please. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. That's on you to say that.
Do
That's
it on camera.
make it rain for the camera. That'd be hilarious.
it's amazing.
Had an opportunity.
Yeah, but just don't make her pick up all the dollars.
No, you didn't even have to look. No, I'm saying she should make
Wow.
it rain on him.
So I was a little off. The odds of getting pocket jacks dealt back to back hands is 49,000 to 1.
That's so sick.
That is pretty gross.
Should have made it rain on you with the change.
I was missing a 0. I said 5,000 to 1, but it's basically 50,000
yeah.
to 1. My
Talk
math was
about
off.
Run good.
Yeah. Wow, look how many people are in there. Matt did only raise like 3.5. So I mean, this
Yeah,
is.
he's still, betting low, man. He wants some.
I'm crushed.
I mean, it's not. It's actually a really good flop for jacks, but at the same time, with 5 players in the hand, I mean, you're a little weary of someone, flopping
sure.
a set or flush draw. But
But he takes the
wow,
pot down.
I thought for sure he was going to show the jacks again.
Gilbert Godfrey, you know,
Maybe if he gets him one more
I
time.
did ask if I want to go with the
Then.
booth later, so watch out.
I did ask him if he wants to go in the booth. He did say that. He goes, I'm going to talk about all these players. I'm like, you do whatever you want, Savage. That's why you have that name.
You want to go in the booth? I'm like, hopefully it means I bag twice. But I'll go in the booth and critique some people.
Yeah, we love that.
Hear me anyway. Lions will be up for us next hand.
Yeah, that's a good question, Warren. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. What are the odds of him getting... Oh, okay, no, it's not.
Okay, it'll be his first and last time.
Dude, they critique.
We critique.
Couple
Terry
Fridays
critiques.
ago, I would have folded right away.
Like, yeah, they'll, like, it's kind of offhanded. More offhanded.
That's funny, Warren.
Yeah,
Okay, I heard raise.
4,000.
4,000.
he did say it.
No, you're all right.
Does that help him?
Are they playing Celine Dion?
They are. It's a good year.
Okay. Oh, I thought I was going to do the breakdown.
We're not stopping you. I will turn down the table volume.
It stopped, though. I'm sad now. It's the best part. All right, so Alfredo folded the Jack-9 off suit. Yeah.
Heads up, too.
You'll see me in the booth soon, Ryan? Stop it.
That's 10,000.
So Anthony defended with Queen 5 in the big blind, and he's going to go ahead and lead out with top pair.
There it is.
Ryan, you shouldn't tell him. You shouldn't say, "I just want you to show,"
I just want you to.
because now they're
He's wrong on his read.
now they're not going to show you now, buddy.
By that.
Ryan, come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. You could have farmed that for the rest of the day, and they'd be showing you the rest of the day. But now they show you nothing.
Strong queen in that position.
Always, honey, especially you're so close to this. It's so easy.
So easy to wrap. Limp call and then queen 5.
I did that the other day.
Sees what's coming.
I got 48 players remaining. We are bagging at 17.
Blinds are up 1,000, 2,000.
Going up.
We had a total of 131 entries today, down to 48. We are going to bag at 17, which is 12.5% of the field.
3 players.
Not bad.
Pretty good flop for Richard here.
Yeah, Richard hits the queen. Ronnie.
Matt's got a gutter ball with a backdoor flush draw, but something tells me they're not going to see this.
I don't think so.
4,500.
Just 1,000 more. Savage just once. To bag. That's it.
I had about 300K, and we're down at 18.
Small, big auntie, you're welcome.
And of course, I flopped 2 pair, and then he turned to there.
This Celine Dion song is going to be stuck in my head for days.
It's so catchy.
69K back. You're telling yourself, I'm not going to play anything.
She was huge back in the 90s.
I know.
She was a legit
Titanic?
diva.
Hello?
Yeah, but I mean, even more than that, she was the it thing. She was like the Madonna, the Tina Turner. She was the 90s girl.
She was.
She went through some bad health problems. I remember she had
Recently, I
like
think, yeah.
like stiff body syndrome or something like that.
Yeah, some crazy
That
stuff.
was rough, man. That was rough.
Raise 5,500.
You know, with Fredo's stack here, I would have liked to kind of see just an all-in here because this this is going to induce a call.
Yeah.
But if he had just shoved it all in, I think it would have been tough for any of the blinds to call.
5,000 a call.
Oh, but look, he takes it down. Good for him. This guy knows what he's doing. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Avery Stevenson. He has played on this table a couple times. He's won some of our tournaments, and he actually won event number 3 here during our Moneymaker series. It was a $186 nightly no limit hold'em re-entry. There was a total of 61 entries, and the prize pool was $91.50. And he walked away with $32.96, winning it with 9-4 suited of clubs. So congratulations and GG's, Avery. I'm sure we'll see him here tomorrow in day 2.
Oh, Avery, nice.
There it is.
Yeah,
It clicked for Terry. It took him a
yeah.
second.
You gotta show me a picture.
I know.
Nah,
Visual effects.
Buddy's been a cash game crusher. He started
what I'm
out at
saying.
1-2. He's been playing 2-5 for the last, I don't know, last 7 or 8 months now, and he's actually just been crushing. He did really well. So that was from the previous Moneymaker tour, not this one, right?
No,
That was from this one too.
Yeah.
Oh wow, good for him because I know he did really well in
Yeah, that
our
was-
previous
yeah.
Moneymaker series too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I gave him a shot.
He did it. I believe he got 3rd in our previous Moneymaker big tournament. So yeah, he's been doing really well. I
Crushing it.
wouldn't be surprised if he was going out to Vegas, try his luck at the WSOP, and we wish him well. Wish him well. He's a nice kid.
Yeah, he is.
Badass mullet too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he could definitely rock a mullet.
Well, everybody's got it straight. Let's see if someone tries to buy it.
Friendly game. Pick it down. Stop it. That's a big payout in Pie Gal if you had 8-9.
I believe you.
Never played Pie Gal? Really?
Played everything else.
Everything else but Pie Gal? That's crazy to
Yeah.
me. So you play Baccarat?
Baccarat, craps, roulette, blackjack.
What's your favorite?
Baccarat?
Is it really?
Yep.
I don't know. I just feel like it get boring.
It is. But I'll take the boring,
Is it because the odds?
Yeah. I mean, if we're being honest, there's nothing like playing craps and like just
Being on a heater?
on a great roll. Oh my God, that's what gets the blood pumping and the serotonin flowing. But I mean, like, if we're just talking like the best odds in the house and trying to make some money, Baccarat's the way to go. Oh, Richard.
Oh, hello.
Richard's been playing really solid so far. His stack has steadily been ascending, and I mean, you get what you get with Richard. Like you just kind of know where you're at with him. He's rarely bluffing. Matt does not want to flop top pair. Wow, look at these hands.
Well, I don't want you to be angry and then look at an angry face. You know?
I don't get angry. I mean, there's circumstances that we won't discuss.
Wow, Richard better put in a big bet here, or else he's getting called by a flush draw.
Oh, my goodness. Meow.
Never. Remote controls don't work on me,
That's
dear.
the irony. That's the irony. This
That is not a big bet.
the guy trying to make
8,000.
Wow, that's like
It's like, bro,
that's like a 20,
social butterfly.
25%.
We're all quiet.
Got to make a bigger bet than that, buddy.
Let it happen naturally.
Wow, you got lucky. Interesting when aces get lucky.
So the rail employees trying to tilt the players.
He's definitely talking to Trevor.
I know you're not.
Thank you. Oh, ranch. Here, money bags. Change, please.
You can give me a few extra if you want.
He tried, but people were looking.
You gotta do the clap. Show your palms.
Yep.
Like an old blackjack dealer.
At the grocery store doing that clearing hands. What's she doing? She's crazy. Two to go.
I got the coupons. Coops. I'm here to recoups. I'm here to wreak havoc. They're here to recoups. That would have been so much funnier if I didn't stutter.
No, didn't hear things. Raise to 4,000. Heads up, 2 players. Check to you. All in.
Wow. What a move from Anthony. Anthony's he's got 10 high here, but he's got a straight draw, flush draw, and overs. And with Matt checking it back, I mean, there's no way he can really call there.
Thank
I'll
you.
feel very comfortable. There's a flush out there. There's so much out there. So they're probably saving my turn.
So 46 players remaining here out of 131 entries. And our flight 1F of this $300 buy-in, 100K guaranteed, event number 6 in our Moneymaker multi-flight.
This has to be in this spot.
Does it have to be in that spot?
Something tells me he's not just calling here.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
I
your
like it.
reads.
Listen, well, I mean, there's so much dead money out there. No one raised, no one showed any type of aggression beforehand, so he's gonna go ahead and take it here instead of just seeing a free flop. I like it.
Me too.
I would have liked to see an all in, but you know, we're effectively all in here at this point. Wow, Jose is even shorter than Ryan is here, so. I kind of like Jose's spot here because he's in for 4K already. He's in for 2,000 big blind with the 2,000 big blind ante, so he's already in for a third of his stack size. So, I mean, if he's not going all in here.
Ooh.
Anthony's coming along with ace-3 off, huh? That's an interesting call. I mean, it was an interesting call pre-flop, so I mean that's it's an interesting call there too. And this is almost why in this spot you almost kind of would rather just see Ryan go all in just because like you're still inviting, you know, at least 1 or 2 callers from behind. So I'm sure he would tell you the same thing if he were here.
1,000 will be on the outside. You're all in for the main pot. All in.
All right. Ryan.
5-5. Oh, wow, that's unlucky. Jose flopping the best of it. Was there a side pot?
Side pot.
Yeah.
There it is.
So, yeah, Ryan won a little side pot there. He does have the ace of clubs. That does not help. He's going to need an ace and an ace only. Jose is going to triple up here just because, I mean, he was short stack. He really had no choice but to call with Jack-8. So, pretty unlucky for Ryan in that spot, to be honest with you, because if Jose had even 20K, he's not calling with Jack-8. Then he's going to get his other opponent with ace-3 to fold. So, that's actually just it's a bit of bad luck there for Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you.
He's just mad at the situation.
No, he's late. I'm only actually worried about your own.
Tough.
Can you give me a club sweat on the turn?
How dare you, Felice?
It hurts just fine. I'm great on a 10 big blind stack, so we're perfect.
Ryan says I thrive on the big blind or on the small stack.
Yeah.
Raise all in.
And it was a kennel hand, but he's like, nah.
That's an easy shove for Steve. Ace 10 off.
Jose, not feeling it. Richard can't do it.
Richard's got a vice grip on those chips, boy. He needs a big pocket pair like
Yeah,
ace king, ace
right?
queen to let any of those chips go.
Yeah, no. Ryan has an answer.
Oh man, Ryan giving Felice the business.
Miss you never.
We go from Felice to Calvin.
Calvin. Nice, cool, calm, chill, collective.
Calvin was actually we had one of our custodians the other day. He had a seizure in the
Oh, no.
in the cash game room, and Calvin was right there, turned him on his side. He was a bit of a hero. You know, he was in there. We waited for the medical team to get there, but Calvin was right on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sad, but the custodian's okay, and
That's good.
you know.
Good.
Like we said, guys, we are playing down to 17 today, bagging at 17. That is 12.5%. We are going to come back tonight for our Flight G. Flight G starts at 5:15. My apologies. So it starts in 15 minutes, but our registration is going to go until
9:45 p.m.
9:45.
Yeah.
And so if you guys are bored and you want to give yourself a chance to hit day two does make the money. So come on down.
Come on down. We play the Price is Right music.
Yeah.
Think it's something about it, isn't it? Like,
Hey, what's up, Sue? How are you, darling? Sue, part of our production team, hopping in on the chat. She did a great job yesterday, per usual.
she always does a great job. We love Sue. And sure you can, Sue. She evolves. And all you can eat.
Ryan loves those ace rags, baby, but when you're short stack, you don't have much of a choice, especially in position like that. I mean, there's really no choice. If you're folding that hand when it folds around to you, then
But it's suited.
doesn't matter if it's suited or not. Even if it's ace 4 offsuit, ace 6, ace 7, when you're short stack, you just got to stick it in and hope you double up. And it looks like he's got the best of it so far, but he might get Anthony likes to play. He'll stick it in there with queen 5 suited. He'll stick it in there with, ace 10. He doesn't really care, so. But especially to see 5 cards, and even if he loses the hand, he still has 45K behind him, so. Ew, that's not the one we want to see. Looks like Ryan's going to be dead to an ace or a 10 here.
Perfect.
Hey, what's up, Ann?
Hey, Ann. Welcome to Happy Hour. How are you this Sunday?
So Ryan's going to be out of here in 45th place. He just got card dead. Nothing we can do about that. Sometimes you just got to stick it in with the best hand, pray for the best, hope for the best, pray for the worst. No, hope for the best, pray for
Don't hurt yourself.
We just want our hand to hold up. Basically, long story short, we just want our hand to hold up. Let's see. We had our production team actually talk to Ryan after he got knocked out, and we're actually going to bring him in here in a couple minutes. So stay tuned for that. He can give us a little insight into the mind of a tournament poker player. We're going to be trying to do this more often. We're going to be bringing a lot of our local players to come in and just give us a little insight into how the tournament goes and maybe their thinking and do a little commentary and
And
just,
interviews
mix it up a little bit.
after,
Yeah.
poker pros as well. We mix
Yeah.
it up. We love having you guys. Regulars are, the big dogs.
Raise 45. Under.
I have to get the frustration out of my voice real quick.
Oh,
And here we go,
there
guys.
he is.
We got Ryan joining us in the booth. So we're actually on a half-hour delay right now. So Ryan has had some time to cool down. And
Have you had some time, Ryan?
I've had a little time, yes.
Are you okay? How are you?
I'm my heart's racing because you guys made me watch it just 2 seconds ago. But outside of that, I'm doing good.
He has PTSD. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Today was just the story of today was not getting cards.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was many spots. I mean, I opened with a 6-7 suited one hand and got called under the gun with a queen 5 suited. I spiked a pair. I thought he could have been full of crap on that one, but he actually had the queen. But outside of that, I mean, you saw 2 4s. I mucked pocket 7s. That was my best hand of the whole stream.
No, that's a big part of tournament play. Obviously, is what people don't see sometimes. Is even some of the best players in the game, if you're not catching cards, there's no getting around it. It's easy to play hands like aces and ace king and jacks and and obviously once you get a big stack, it's easier to relatively push people around, so to say, being aggressive, making plays. But when you're sitting around 25K the whole day, it's hard to make plays. It's hard to push people around. It's hard to, tell a story with certain hands because you're just going to get called down with hands like queen 5 suited, But,
Yeah,
part of the game, right?
I tell people all the time, I don't know if it's something I coined. I'm sure probably not. But in poker, especially tournament poker, you could play your best game and be unlucky and lose your shirt. You could play your worst game and be a card rack and win the tournament. But when you play your best game and you're lucky, that's when no one could touch you.
You can't. No, you're untouchable, literally. But no, it's you basically just said exactly that. I mean, play your best game and lose, and play your worst game and win. It's
Yeah, and it was a very light table. Like calling a lot of, they were calling light a lot. So it's like, you know me. I could be sticky, I could be bluffy, but like I couldn't find my spots because the whole table was being that way.
Sure.
It wasn't play monster poker by any means. So can't really get creative with a 2-4 offsuit on a table that's playing every single hand.
And when you look at this table dynamic by itself too, it's not like there's too many deep stacks. Obviously, like the blind levels are still good. I really like the structure. We get half-hour blind levels, which is really good for tournament poker. But when we're not really that deep, like right now, the blinds are 1,000, 2,000, and it looks like the biggest stack is just like 140K. So I mean, even that right there, that's only 70 bigs. It's not too deep. So a lot of this is just kind of like pick a spot, stick it in there, and try to double up. So.
All right, we got Jose with some jacks here. Let's see how this pans out.
Oh, look who just joined us on the table there. Alfredo said, please critique me. All right.
Oh, he's in chat?
You got it, buddy.
Hey. I still have a vendetta against Fredo. The one moneymaker trophy that I got runner up, he beat me. So I told everybody that a Baldy was going to win no matter what in that one.
It's like you guys are sharing.
Wow, everybody's got a little something here. We got Anthony with a flush draw, Rodney with top pair, and Jose with jacks.
The way it's been going, my money's on Anthony on this hand.
You know what?
Well, if we know one thing about
Calling
Anthony's
light
play,
is all right.
Well, if we know one thing about his play, I mean, he's not afraid to play. He's not afraid to be aggressive, and he's not afraid to bet his draws.
Ooh.
Wow, Jose.
He might go with it. I think he's going with it. Yep. Like not even thinking with a flush draw. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got that runner flush draw too, or runner straight draw.
Yeah.
Little backdoor.
There you go.
I'm sure that factors in. That ain't it.
And the bink. Oh, Jacks
no
hold,
bink.
as they should.
Are you surprised that Jose shoved there with Jacks even with the ace on board?
I think playing Anthony at the table the whole time, he knows he's going to get action, so he probably honestly didn't think he was as strong as having an ace there, but thought he could be called by something like he did.
I see what you're saying. So with other players, you think he probably folds that, but against Anthony, since he knows that he's calling light half the time, chances are Jacks are probably good.
That's where my thought process would go there.
Makes sense.
I would like to mention, if it wasn't aforementioned, but I will be playing tomorrow. I got a small bag. I was trying for.
We
a
did.
bigger
We
bag
talked
today.
about it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
How much?
69K. Very
Hey,
nice.
Yeah,
something
get
tells
it.
me you manufactured that, you know?
Yeah.
You lost the big one at the
Manifested.
end just to make sure.
I wanted to finish today with 70. One chip more, so I get 2 bags. But yeah. Oh, unfortunately, I fired 2 bullets today. My first one, third hand in, I get pocket aces, and you know how that one ended. But
I don't actually. How did it end?
Yeah, tell us.
So-
Tell the class.
yeah, it's the second blind level. There's a raise to 1,000. Couple limpers, it gets to me. I look at aces, so I pop it to 5,000. All 3 other guys call. We all see a flop. Flop goes queen 10-8. I'm
Yeah.
first to act. I have to continue bet. I have to see bet with my aces, so I bet 5,000. All in, fold, all in. Back to me. I only have 15K behind it, but it's going to be a 100K plus pot in the second blind level.
Sure.
So I didn't think anyone had Jack 9 to flop a straight, so I'm just like, if they hit their 2-outer for their set, I could hit it with my aces. So you got to go in on that spot. I call. It's pocket 10s versus pocket 8s, so set over set versus my pocket aces. I hit a card that gives me a Broadway draw on the turn, so a king or an ace on the river, and I still win.
Blank.
I brick out. 10s wins the whole thing. So that's how I lost on my first bullet, and then you saw the second bullet, just no cards whatsoever.
That's gross.
Yeah.
2 sets and aces on the flop. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I had the overpair against 2 sets. Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
that's poker, baby. In the
Yeah.
words of Scotty Wynn.
It sure
No, it
is.
sucks you only had 15K left because, I mean, you could easily get away from that flop, but with just 15K, with a possibility
Yeah.
of, like, running it up to
Yeah,
6 figures.
It was over 100 in like the 200, 300 blind. Like,
Yeah. No, we're not folding that.
yeah. Alfredo actually is a buddy of mine, so I hope he makes it.
No, we love Fredo. He's constantly in the chat, always supporting
Yeah.
us. He's been playing here for almost 20 years, so we love to see Fredo do good.
Same as Savage. Always repping in the chat like your boys.
Or
I
as-
think they're hiding right now, but
As Nancy says, "Our Savage."
or
I still use that with my friends sometimes. I'm a cologne.
That's funny.
It's much less intimidating. Like "Our Savage" at the table. I need to wear a pink feather boa like Hollywood Hogan or something.
No, you're a fine WCW wrestler, you know.
I actually wanted to go to the power plant when I was like 19, 20 years old at Atlanta, Georgia, when WCW had the power plant.
Okay.
I wanted to go there and be a pro wrestler, but that never culminated.
it's never too late.
Now I just have to be big in these tournaments so I could get first row seats to the events.
Quinn wants to know, what does Savage think of Rod?
Of Rod?
Yeah, Rodney.
Rodney, on your table. On this table.
Rodney. Which one is Rodney? Is that
The
C3
black
with the hat?
Yep.
The time I was there, I mean, he played pretty close to the vest. I mean, I wasn't able to see his holdings, but I saw him fold more than I saw him play. So I didn't, and he's not a regular that I'm used to playing. So I didn't really have any notes on him because I didn't get to see a lot of range from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Steve. A lot of these guys I don't know, and that's how the moneymaker is. You know, you have our regulars, and then, half of the field is pros and amateurs alike from other areas that want to jump in.
For sure.
Am I talking loud as the chat?
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, there you go. There's Piper. There's your boy.
Hey Piper, aka Adam. Yeah, if you're hearing me, it means I did not bag today, but I will be playing tomorrow on my 69K stack. It's not the lowest. I looked at the sheet. I'm like 7 from the bottom. So started 7 from the bottom, but we're here.
I say started from the bottom, now we're here. Hey!
I know I had to beat you to it.
Thank you. We're right there.
This is
ESP.
fun.
Isn't
This is
it?
fun. I've been getting
Come hanging out with us.
I've been getting
man.
low key jelly, like all these pros and people on their way to being pros, getting to
What are you talking about?
shoot
You
it with
are
you guys.
one.
I
Please.
I'm not there yet.
Don't discredit yourself.
Thank
Come
you.
on. Thank you.
Pro caliber, but
There you go.
this isn't my main profession yet.
You'll get there, buddy. Listen,
Thank you.
we still
Hey,
love having you on the
hopefully
mic.
hopefully this series I'm going to be playing the main that starts on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Are you going to possibly hit up a satellite for the main?
Wednesday's the best one that they
Okay.
give away 10 seats, and the milestone's a lot of fun. For those of you watching that don't know what the milestone's like, we have a big hand here. We'll get back to that. I feel like I'm taking away from some. big hand.
Hey, look how
Buddy,
professional
let's
you
go.
are. Savage. We don't even have to train you. Look at this guy. Like, oh my God.
No, he's right
Hello?
though. This is a pretty big hand right here. But this is how fast it could swing too. I mean, Jose had 8K 20 minutes ago, and now he's already up to 66K, and he's all in again. So I mean, this is literally how fast it can change.
We'll get that for you, Ann, after this hand.
Richard's not the one that knocked me out, is he? Did he get up to 166K? The Queen 5 diamond guy?
No, Queen,
No.
that was no. So this is Richard right here, the bald guy in the green shirt. That's
gotcha,
Richard,
okay.
and then the other guy is Steve's in the purple shirt right now.
Oh wow, good fold by Richard. I mean, he has the pair, but there's too many over pairs and high cards up against him in that spot. In retrospect, people will say, "Oh, why did he fold eights?" Because we could see that his eights were in the lead. But I mean, that's a good fold there. That's too much to commit.
Yeah.
We almost knew it was coming.
So
I didn't want to be that guy,
It's always like that,
Yeah.
man. We're all thinking it. You just said it.
right?
And Steve will be eliminated.
And
here.
Jose is thanking Richard for his wonderful fold.
It's like, thank you so much.
But you know what's Jose's credit too? He could have just called with King Queen and seen a flop, and then he lets Richard in there. So I
Yeah.
mean, he's the one that got Richard to fold there. So I mean, you got to take
Rule
the
number one
credit.
in poker, and it's a double entendre, is always protect your hand at all times. That means put a chip protector on it so it doesn't get mucked, but that also means bet in a way that you protect your hand.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So what were you saying about the?
Oh yeah. So the satellite.
Yes.
Wednesday, it's a milestone, which is really cool. I've only played one or two of these because they just started doing them.
Okay.
But in the milestone, instead of 10, here it's 12.5%. So instead of 12.5%, you get a ticket. Once your chip stack gets to 200,000 in chips, they take it out of play. You get your seat right then and there, and boom. Which makes it, like, once you get down to the wire and there's only 2 or 3 seats left, it gets really hard because all those chips are out of play, so you barely even have enough chips in play to get 200,000 in chips. It gets tough.
Do you feel like people are playing more aggressive to try to get their stack
Oh,
up
yeah.
to? Yeah. That's cool.
Because, I mean, you could fire multiple bullets in that as well. So, if you have guys that in their head, they're like, I'm just going to play bullet 1 and 2 like a maniac to try to get to 100K early.
Sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I'm definitely going to try to Sadie in so I don't have to,
do
do
you know the starting stack off the top of your head?
I think 20. I
Oh,
believe
okay.
it's 20.
Okay.
So,
That's
so
pretty good.
you got to 10x your stack to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I bet that's wild. It's like the Wild Wild West trying to get up to 200K, but everyone's trying to do it. It's not like you're waiting, patiently to get to final table. You're just trying to get 200K.
Yeah. So it's different. It's fun.
That
But
sounds cool.
It's challenging. This should be a Madden's. Oh, it's going check. I would definitely throw in a bet there and just take it down, and he let the jack get there. Yeah.
Yeah, RJ's no stranger to playing here at the Kennel Club. He's always downstairs playing cash, usually like 2-5 or 1-2 sometimes. He mix it up.
Oh yeah, I've had a few run-ins with RJ. Not as many as a lot of other players. And this was a weird line. He didn't bet it when it was good, and he called it off when he was bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to not get too critical because a lot of these guys are my peers. So, Fredo with a 0% aggression. You're at a wonky table when Fredo has no aggression. Because let me just tell you, he is not a nit.
Yeah.
No,
Agreed.
no, he's not.
That's insanity. Check those numbers.
I was like, are those right?
Well, he had one hand earlier, and you saw it when you were at the table where he was going up against Matt's jacks.
That was when I folded sevens. That was my best hand in the
Right.
tournament. Yeah, it got to me. Both me and Steve had good hands. He had he had king jack that hand, and we were both on short stack, so you could plead a case for either one. He folded king jack, and I folded sevens, but that was the best thing I saw.
Yeah.
Not all day, but during the stream.
No, when you got a player like Matt, who I don't want to say he's not a nit by any means, but he's definitely on the conservative side. So when he's making I think that was the 4-bet at that point, because I think one of you guys raised, then Fredo 3-bets, and I think he put in the 4-bet with jacks. I mean, even at that point, Fredo knows that ace queen is not even close to good. So
my take on Matt, great player. My take on him is I feel like if he opens, he's a lot stronger than he calls.
Agreed.
He likes to get sticky with his calls, but if he opens, I tend to believe him more times than not.
And you could plead that case probably for about 75 to 80% of the field. Like when they're not to but that's kind of self-serving. Like a lot of these players, when they're just smooth calling, they're not usually laying traps. They just want to see a cheap flop. So, but especially that goes for a guy like Matt. Like when he's opening,
especially
watch out.
Early position, like he knows it, and you could use that to your advantage too. When you're known to open strong early position, sometimes you'll throw a little jack 9 suited or something in there.
Yeah. Interesting with a hand like that, 3 spades on board. Jack was the top card on the flop, and Fredo flopped top pair, but he just had no spade. He only had a 5 kicker, so he just didn't even want to fox with Rodney at that point.
Yeah, it seems like the run of cards has transferred from a baldy that got eliminated, myself, to my buddy Fredo.
It's contagious.
Transfer it over.
Yeah, it hasn't hit fellow baldy Richard yet. I always tell people that the reason why I wear a hat to the table is because if you have too many baldies, all the cameras are going to go out.
All right, we wouldn't have a chance to do our white balance,
Yeah.
What are the holdings in seat number? Is this a solar eclipse?
Shing.
Looks like we're balancing the tables.
Sure are. Oh, this guy's comfy. He has the back cushion and the seat cushion. He is ready.
I got to take the opportunity to chime in on Twitch while I'm actually talking.
Oh, absolutely. Do your thing, fam.
And then people could be like, why is it Brandon Marlowe? Isn't his name Ryan?
I said that, I think, one time.
Yeah, it's a pseudonym that I rearranged letters because I'm a diehard Marlon Brando fan. So I switched around the letters. And, I always say, if I got famous and I was at a hotel, then the name is Brandon Marlowe. Then I'm going to, yeah.
It's funny because I didn't know that was you, but we talked about that a couple times on the chat when you've chimed in, and we talked about the
It takes
connection.
people a while. Yeah.
Well, no, because I hear Marlon Brando when I say Brandon Marlowe, but not putting that connection together, let alone putting your face to that name. So.
All right, so we have an all-in with sevens here, not to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Look at all these players.
we got some monsters.
Well,
I'm setting my phone down. I'm not chiming in yet.
I mean, Fredo's never folding here, ever, with ace-king suited. Anthony's already all in. Matt's going to fold because I think there's just too much action.
All right, I've been waiting to say this. I hope Alfredo's got the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
The cheesy
Fredo's
sauce.
got the sauce.
The cheesy chicken Fredo.
All right, who do we got? Our one of the overcards going to spike. I'm going to say 10's hold here.
Yeah, we do. We saw one king fall by the wayside. I don't know. I still like ace king here, to be honest. I think it's Fredo's turn.
Anthony per usual got it in good.
Fredo is in the chat, so spoiler alert.
I'm a little salty, Anthony. I got nothing against you.
Who's going first, he said. I mean, y'all got to
Guys,
turn him
flip
up.
your cards. It doesn't matter.
What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
They're like, no, you go first.
You guys might not know any Abbott and Costello
Buddy, come on.
references.
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to who? Naturally.
My dad used to play that all the time in the car when I was a kid.
Yeah. I was born in '81, but I was always obsessed with Marlon Brando and Abbott and Costello. And my parents still didn't send me to acting camp.
See him.
My boy Fredo, 10's hold up.
Fredo, come on in. We got
Come
one more
in.
headset, buddy. Come on
Come
in.
on down. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I didn't even know you were right behind me, bro.
Take that comfy chair. Come here, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the spoiler alert ahead of time. Where are we going?
Whatever you want. There you go.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. We got 2 baldies in the booth.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Fredo, we're never folding ace king suited.
Fredo.
We're never folding that hand, so
Yeah, I
it doesn't
know,
matter.
but that's the only hand I've had the whole day.
No, that's an easy call. It just sucks it didn't come.
Yeah.
Were you like
You know
him?
what it was? what's the guy's name in seat 8?
RJ.
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 Yes.
He's wild.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah, we were
he
just
likes to
talking
play a
about
lot of
that.
games.
Yeah, we were just talking about
He's
that.
probably like 10, 12 bullets in this tournament. And I've been playing
My guy's
with
got 2 clips in the game, huh?
Yeah, and I,
He's probably not kidding, guys.
He's got that Exxon Mobil money.
He's a wild card. He's a wild card. So when he shoved behind the 7s, I was like, okay.
We'll edit that
This
later.
might be
Oh
a
shit,
good
we're
spot
left.
to put
Yeah.
the ace king in. But if it wasn't him, if it was anybody else, I would have folded.
Really? Okay.
But because it was him, I'm like,
Well, and you folded that big hand earlier too. You folded ace queen of clubs against
did.
match
We saw
jacks,
that.
which is the right fold at the hand. But if you the right fold at the time, but if you know that's a coin flip, do you call? Like if you know he's got jacks at that point, do you call? If you could go back, Or do you
probably not.
okay.
We got a hand here with
I
ace
would've waited
queen,
for a better
sevens.
spot.
All right. Is that a
I was trying not
typo?
to gamble.
Or is that like if you sneeze? Matoo.
I'm going typo.
Yeah. Matu.
He could be Canadian.
A?
Ooh was my day today with all the freaking 2 3s off suit.
L.
The only hand I had was sevens against your ace queen when Matt had jacks. That was the only hand I got the whole string.
Yeah, I had to let that one go. I came close to calling, but I was like, every time I see the ace queen, I think of a parking lot somewhere.
That's what
I'm
they
like-
call it.
I'm like, I'm not trying to go there right now.
No.
But then when you see ace king suited, it's like,
Like, that's kind of
can you do?
nice.
Anna Kournikova looks good, but seldom wins.
I like this call from Matthew. He's got 2 overs on this board. A lot of cards can come to give it to him. That ain't one of them.
Nope.
Let's see if he reps here. Nope. Waving the flag.
So this board actually favors Richard's range because Matthew did make the pre-flop bet and then Richard called. So, Jack 10, multiple spades. This does favor Richard's range. And I like the fact that he continued to bet on the turn as opposed to just checking to see a free river. So Richard earned that pot against Matthew.
Matthew.
He's so stupid.
Yeah, I'm not going to start doing voices on the stream.
So, Fredo, were
Yo.
you trying to get another bag like our boy Savage here?
no,
or
I
was-
didn't bag. Yesterday,
No.
so yesterday I had pocket aces.
Okay.
Wow, we just heard that story from
It happens to the worst of players.
It's always aces and kings. You always
I
see
know.
it's always those 2 hands. So I have aces on in the hijack. The button calls. I raise, button calls. Everybody folds. Flop comes out 7-7-5. I shove.
Mm-hmm.
He calls right away.
snaps.
And I'm like, damn. And he says, I flopped it. And I looked at the board. I'm like, 7-7-5? And he turned over 7-5.
Oh.
And it was in clubs, too. He had 7-5 suited. So I just turned over the aces and bricked out.
That is it. And when you say I flopped it, that is it.
Yeah.
He was not kidding.
Nah.
Yeah. That was a tough one. And then today, you seen the hand with the queen 9 of spades where the guy had the ace 10 of spades? When we were at the other table before we got moved over here. I had queen 9 of spades. Flop came out king jack
Oh,
8
yeah.
with
I-
2 spades. I bet he calls. Turn comes 10, so it gives me the straight.
Yeah.
And I still got the redraw.
You had the
to
straight flush draw. He
Yeah.
had your 10 of spades.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
had the straight with the straight flush draw.
Yeah. Queen 9 of spades, and it was king jack of spades on the board. 10 of diamonds came on the turn, gave me the straight. I bet big, he calls. So I'm like, okay, maybe he has the bigger straight. You know what I'm saying? Because there was the ace queen, for the bigger straight.
Yeah.
I had the second nuts at that point. But then when the river came, it was the 8 of spades. So I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And I'm out of position on him, so I push all in.
He's got a boat.
No, he's got ace 10 of spades.
He's got a better.
Oh,
flush.
ace 10. I thought you said 8 10. I thought he had
ace
8
10.
full. Ace
Ace
10.
10.
Oh, my
Yeah.
So,
God.
yeah, Fredo
So
improved.
he had the nuts. He improved to the nuts. I improved to the second nuts.
Buddy, you run backwards.
Yeah,
You
tell me
run
about it.
backwards.
Tell me about it.
No, don't run backwards.
I only think if I would have shoved on the turn when I caught the straight, would he have called?
we
the
got
river.
10s from
You know, see
Jose
the river.
here.
Yeah, but you're trying to
Under
get
the
value
gun.
too. I mean,
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it was a pretty big bet. So when he called, I thought maybe he had ace queen. I mean, I didn't have the nuts on the turn. It was just the second nuts. But when the river came, I'm like, I hope he has ace queen.
I just want to point out when you went all in earlier, Ryan, and Jose had Jack 8 and he hit that 8. I'm sorry, it was the 8 on the flop he hit. He had 8K. in front of him. Now he's up to
Yeah.
88,000. Like, and that was less than an
Yeah.
hour ago, and he's
Well,
already, you know.
Yeah, as I was walking in, you made a comment that if I went all in, but it wouldn't have changed his call.
Not his call,
He was
no.
going in regardless.
100%.
And then post flop, I knew I was good against Richard because he's so sticky. I'm like, my ace high is good here.
Sure.
Now we were probably working to a chop because we both had weak aces, but that's why I jammed the extra 15 post flop because I'm like, all right, maybe I get a call here by a lesser hand and hold up.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, but just this is how fast your fortunes can change and hold them. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah,
you just got to be a little patient. But I mean, he had literally 8K when the blinds were 1,000, 2,000,
Yeah.
and he's sitting here with almost 90K. So
I've spun it up from 4 big blinds many times. That's why going into tomorrow, I think I'm going to have about 10 or 11 bigs maybe. So it's workable. It's not ideal.
69K ain't bad.
this is an interesting hand right here. So Jose continued on the flop with tens. Matt called him with a pair and a backdoor flush draw, hit the flush draw on the turn, and then bricked out on the river. So let's see if Matt's going to rep something here. He is not, and tens are going to hold.
He did that a few hands ago as well. He had a chance to rep and just kind of waves the flag on that one.
I think Matthew probably could have taken that one down, to be honest with you. Maybe like a 20K bet on the river. But that's a tough bet to make there when the pre-flop aggressor bet again on the flop. Maybe checks the turn for pot control, but with such a brick on the river, if he does have an ace, I don't think he's going to fold it. So it's a tough spot.
I see a little scrunch in the face. Maybe they were calling him out that he should have bet him off that hand. I don't know.
Matt's a good player, too. The guy, Matthew, I've played with him a few times.
It's Matu.
Matthew?
Yeah, someone forgot an H. All right, you know RJ is going to play King 9 here. A lot of people would probably fold it in that position, but I'm going to say that he maybe opens.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely open.
Looks like he's just calling.
Nope.
Yeah. There was at least a play there.
Oh, no, he's never folded.
Bad position,
Yeah.
King 9 suited all day. All right, Matu. Let's get some redemption. Oh, I don't know which Matt is Matt.
So this, Matt, that's a good question.
Matthew is this guy.
Oh, hijack, yeah.
There's
So
Jose.
Matu is the heat
This
hat.
guy
Okay.
is the other one over here, I think.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah, that's Matthew.
okay, I like
Yeah,
it.
Ace-5 suited, that's definitely Matthew.
I tell people all the time, you either want to fold or raise on your small blind. You don't realize how many chips you save in a tournament by folding your small blind instead of, oh, it's only 500 more. Oh, it's only 2,000
adds
more.
up.
It's got to be a fold or a raise. It can't be a call. And so many people call off because they think I can afford 2,000 more. It adds up.
And truthfully, when you call in the small blind right there, the big blind's almost always going to see that as weakness.
Mhm.
Oh, he's just trying to defend his hand. It's
And
not-
9
it's
times
not
out
that
of 10
good.
it is.
Boom.
It is weakness.
Yeah, you just raise and then you get him to fold.
Yeah.
And when you're raising in the small blind like that, it looks so strong. Whether you're strong or not, I mean, you're going to take down that pot probably 3 out of 4 times. You're just going to take it down because it looks so strong.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Which Matthew just did, you know? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's why, like I said, like that's only in my small blind. It's only in my repertoire to fold or raise.
Right.
If I limp, it's because 82 people called, and I'm like, all right, I have to. But and I don't have a hand to raise everybody off. But otherwise, it's fold or raise all day.
Yep. I agree. Uh-oh, Rangers trying to entice you boys to play the night flight.
Well, people listening
Airborne
in
Ranger.
know what has to happen for me to play the night flight.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
Fredo, these guys know you. They know you just from you chatting. So you may not know their face, but they know you.
Oh, man.
Is this your first time in the booth too?
I've been back here, but I've never been on the microphone.
Yeah.
We got Diana in the box, one of our long-tenured dealers. She's been here about 13, 14 years, I think.
Probably, yeah. I've been coming here.
Makes me think
15
of a
years,
Michael
so-
Jackson song. Dirty Diana.
Ow. Trust me, I sing that to Diana all the time. So,
You know, that's one of my first ringtones when ringtones came out was Dirty Diana because I had a friend named Diana. But my very first ringtone when ringtones came out was Gold Digger, with Jamie Foxx, Gold
nice,
Digger. Yeah.
nice.
Do you remember your first ringtone?
I did
That
not.
actually had a song instead of
man,
a tone?
No, I don't.
I had a James Bond ring.
Okay.
Yep.
You had to pay 99 cents for it every time.
Yep.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I can't even recall.
Yeah. These 20-year-olds don't know what we're talking about. All right, Richard has
why
my
is
Jack
RJ's
9.
hand not showing? And he's got his cards in the box.
So sometimes it's just a misread. Sometimes, you know.
He has a metal pocket protector and it made it fuzzy. All right, Richard's been running pretty good. He is in the lead here, and he's going to take it down.
Yeah, I wish
I haven't
Rich
seen
called with those pocket 8s.
I haven't seen Richard make really any missteps on this feature table. He's made the right fold, well, except for those pocket 8s, like you said. But I mean, other than that, even that's still a good fold at the time.
Fold, yeah, but I just wish he would have made it.
Jose's glad he didn't.
Definitely. He doesn't look like it right now because he's not smiling, but he's inside smiling like, hey, I'm still
I was
here.
telling him at the beginning of the table,
He didn't have that
he's
many chips.
super serious. I'm like, lighten up, man.
Well, it's because I'm sure he was feeling the pressure of his stack, and it's like I need to get some cards. And then he was in the big blind, I think. I think he was in the blind with that Jack 8 hand. And, you know, he just...
People asked me my opinion of Rodney. You played a few more hands with him. I think he's pretty close to the vest. I didn't see a lot of hands from him or hand history.
Rodney, the guy?
The gentleman right now in the, in the black hat.
Yeah.
He's pretty standard. Like you know,
very
he doesn't
solid.
get too sticky. Like in the time I was at the table, that's one of the people. If he was in a hand, I'd believe him.
Definitely wouldn't believe RJ.
Yeah, and RJ's probably gonna find a defend here. He likes seeing a wide range. He might fold it, but he might plead a case to call 4.5. He's gonna let it go. This is fun, yeah.
It's a pretty solid table.
I've talked to Ernest multiple times about how do I get in the booth. You get busted from a tournament, guys. That's how and then they make you watch it 2 minutes before you have to come up.
Stick around for a half hour, then come in right as you're getting knocked out.
Seriously, I'm like, I got to watch this, and then I got to speak again.
So sticky, chop can of banana. Sticky means basically just playing a lot of different hands. You know, they're
playing with intent to get lucky.
Right. You're just playing. You're playing a lot of different hands. You're being aggressive. You're playing hands like Queen 5 suited. You're not just playing Ace King, Ace Queen, pocket pairs.
You're basically playing outside of the 10% range.
You play light and you want to smash.
Yep.
Like it's deception is sticky. Whereas a skilled game, you know, you might play some lesser hands, but you're seeing where you are post flop. You're not trying to get lucky on somebody. You're just seeing if somebody else has a hand and you could work off that.
Yep.
It's kind of like you're sticking to the other person so you can see where they're at.
There you go.
You know, so that's why it's like, oh, you're being sticky.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get yourself in my head, figure out what I have, and if you think I have nothing, you can make your move.
It's a pretty good flop for Mathieu and his range, his pre-flop range. So,
Mathieu. I've seen him make a couple of pretty deep runs here.
yeah, no, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
solid. I was at the table with him earlier before we came over here.
I'm a straight narcissist, so if I'm not on the stream, I don't watch. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Dad. Shout out.
Wrong, because you've been in the chat before, so we know you're watching.
Always.
I definitely like to watch. I don't watch.
I get a lot of
TV.
notes on everybody. Like I've picked up a lot of tells ever since we've started the whole streaming. RJ's going to rep on the button, and I'm not mad at it. You know, when it gets folded to you and you're in hijacker button, you shouldn't always, but pop a raise because, you know.
Well, especially with like a suited gapper type hand. I mean,
unfortunately for him, both the blinds woke up to a hand.
I think this is an easy hand for Rodney to get away from, especially when a player like Matt's going to shove. I mean,
So
the
does he call
3
it
bet out of the small
20,000?
blind is pretty strong.
Does he call it 20,000?
This would be nasty if he calls here. I
I'm
mean,
trying to tell you, this is why I made the call there with the Ace King of Diamonds.
the whole
RJ's
just
see,
because
look,
I have
look.
chips, I call. Ugh.
You see, and it ain't even so much that because I've seen him with.
But it just adds up. I don't understand
but
calling
the way
off
he plays,
20K
he
more.
Lucky.
That
he gets lucky a lot.
that's what
and
gets me knocked
getting
out.
chips.
Well, here's the thing, too. He already had 10K in. You're going to see 5 cards to try and take a player out. You still have 80K behind. You are right. It does add up and will add
21's
up.
a huge chunk for 100K.
You're right. No, that's
Didn't
20.
he
That's
make
20%
it
For
of the
me,
stack.
for my style.
Didn't he make the initial raise with the 6-9?
Yeah, but I don't have to defend there. I'm saving myself
He's
20K.
improved to the
Well,
best
since he had
hand on the
already
flop.
raised, he felt like
He's going to take it.
You know, that's what I'm talking about.
But that's
right
just
there.
it. I mean,
that's what knocks me
basically-
out.
You're
That's what-
basically 60-40, you know?
Yeah, but that's what knocks me out. I get called super light for like I had a like a month ago. Like finally I broke the slump, but back-to-back tournaments. I go all in one tournament. It gets folded to me on the button, and I have ace king, and I went all in for like 15 bigs, which is nothing. But the person that called me in the big blind was pretty short stacked as well, and they called me queen 9 offsuit. So it was like 30% of their stack to call me. They call 15K, queen on the flop, queen on the turn. Fast forward to the following tournament I play on a Wednesday. We're 13-handed. We have 13 people. 8 get paid, and it's folded to the small blind. I'm big blind. He pops it to 15K. I look down at kings. I go 70K. He calls 70K, queen 9 offsuit, like it's the new aces.
it's
Queen
not
on the flop,
touchscreen?
queen on the turn.
I thought it was touchscreen. I was just trying to look back to see that.
Yeah.
Just to look at it. No, don't worry about it.
But long story short, if you call me light, you're gonna win.
Don't tell him the secret recipe.
Play me like garbage, and you will beat me.
All you gotta do is watch the stream, take notes. You don't gotta just watch. You can listen.
Ryan's the favorite this hand. I'm in.
See, there he is. See how happy he is now? I told you. I knew he was happy. He's still there.
I'm happy.
Are we swatting flies? Is that what we're doing over here? Is that why we're slamming the table?
Looks like
Look like you
it.
about to get elbowed.
Richard's still fighting it. All right.
Okay, not a bad.
This is
spot.
going to be
I'm kind of surprised Rodney's checking there. He could have easily taken control.
I was just going to say the same thing. Like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
That's how you take control right there. But if your opponent's checking the turn, chances are he doesn't have a queen or a jack. So I actually really like this. I mean, he probably could have gotten the same information by only betting 15K. But
Exactly. That was a nice play.
Shows the Monster King.
the other one doesn't matter.
Did you have it? I don't remember, John.
Check, check, check.
He's got alligator blood.
I must have missed something. When did he go?
They
Oh,
may
Matt?
have done that to balance the table.
Oh,
Oh, no. That was the hand where he had ace-jack. Remember he went all in with ace-jack and he got called with 6-9 of spades?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
That was Matt.
Mr. Firestone.
He's got that Firestone money. He doesn't care.
He's pretty solid though. I don't really
He is,
see him
yeah.
get too out of line.
No.
Yeah.
And he never gets emotional one way or the other. Not when he wins or loses. He's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
you know,
No.
whatever happens, happens.
Even when he's told me off, it's always been even keel. Like, very, very Ben Stein monotone. Like, you talk just way too much.
Sir, can you please eat a bag of... No.
A satchel of Richards.
Somebody give him something to chew on.
All right, we got some hands here.
Who's David?
David's
blue
in the
sweater?
small blind, so yeah, that's this gentleman with the backwards hat. I'm so nice, I'm calling everyone gentlemen. I hate you all.
Wow, just smooth calling. That's interesting.
Wow, look at that.
See,
Okay.
and to your point also, this should be Matthew folding this hand a lot of times because 5-3 just doesn't play well against 2 other players. And you think you're getting the odds to call, but...
We're going to see some action here. We got 2 overs against the top.
Well, David's playing small ball here, so it makes it easier for him to call a bet here if he wants to go ahead and try and spike an ace, king, or
Jose's
10.
definitely going to make a nice bet right here. Let's go.
Jose loves his hand. He has the ace of spades, too.
At minimum, David's sticking around.
Oh, with that bet sizing, absolutely.
He might even pop a raise, but I think he's just
Nah,
he's going to flat here.
He's going to keep the pot small, I think.
Yeah, and try to bink.
I mean, if he was going to do that pre-flop, he's definitely doing it on this
He
kind of
actually
flop.
might fold here because he just looked at his
Nah,
cards. He
he's-
probably realized he didn't have the king of spades.
He's never...
Oh,
How?
my gosh.
What? Hello?
That
I told
could be a
you.
misread or
No.
a little nitty of a fold on when you got 2 overs
Well,
on a Broadway for 8K.
He did just limp with the ace king, so that is nitty in itself. So,
But look at
him
his
making that fold there,
look at his stack to not call 8K to try to bink
and
there.
he's not trying to give none of it back.
Wow.
When he looked at his hand, I'm thinking, oh, he's trying to look to see if he had the king of spades.
Yeah.
But once he saw it was the club, he was like, it's not even worth it. If he had the redraw to the spades, he might have called.
I think you're right. If he has the ace or king of spades, I think he's calling.
He knew he had a black card in his hand. He didn't know which one. Or he might have known it was a king, but he just didn't know if it was the club or spade. Once he looked and seen it was a club,
we are
it's
getting Monster City right here.
Equity goes down.
That's not the worst flop for ace king though. You got the overs and the straight draw to the nuts. I mean, that's not the worst flop. I think if it was a rainbow board, he might be more inclined to call.
With his stack for 8K to try to bink a 10.
No, I think that's an easy call, or at least from my position, I think that's an easy call.
I mean, I'm not mad at it, but a little on the nitty side, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I swing one way or the other. Fold sometimes, call sometimes. I don't think it's a bad.
Ooh,
here we go.
Rut-row, Raggy.
Wow, this is going to be a good one. Where's John? Who's John?
John's in the 9 seat.
Oh, he just got there. Oh, in my seat.
Yeah, he's in Fredo's seat.
Jose's the one that got me, but he had to get me with Jack 8. So.
See, look, he just gets to the table and sits down on the queens. Isn't that a beauty? And the guy with jacks has nothing to go on. He thinks that, hey.
So here's the thing, too, but so he 3-bet with the queen. So now Jose's in a tough spot because, yeah, you have jacks, but you have 2 raises in front of you. So
and he's out of position, too.
It looks
so
like,
it's either fold or all in.
It looks like he's thinking about folding.
I've folded jacks a lot of times in this spot. Some people, their brain goes sideways when you fold jacks pre, but there you go.
That's a really disciplined fold.
Yes.
I saw it.
And a very undisciplined call.
Hey, it's RJ.
Hey, RJ's like, it's heads up, and my ace has to be good.
Well, if he knows exactly where he's at.
I saw a 6 in the window. I thought he was getting trips right off the bat.
Look at Jose. Jose's watching this hand really intently.
Absolutely. He's trying to see if he would have.
I mean, he loves that flop with jacks, you know?
If
he's
a dum-dum or a genius.
He definitely made the right fold. Look
he
at
said
him.
he insta-calls.
He's like, I had a jack.
RJ's a maniac. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Do you understand now my ace, king of diamonds call?
100%.
It was a good call regardless, but especially against that type of play, 100%.
I don't think I'm looking away. I'm not even looking at the screen right now.
Because RJ was in the hand, I felt like
Are we
it was
chopping?
a good call.
No, no chop.
No chop.
Jose's got to love the fold. Look at him. Look at him. He's loving life right now.
Yeah, as soon as he did that, he told the guy, he's like, hey, I had jacks in that hand.
I get that call with queens there, and a 6 is definitely peeling off on the river.
Oh, yeah.
Look, he's happy now. He's like, wow, I just dodged the bullet.
Dude, he
right
took
there.
like 4 seconds and snapped. And here's the thing, too. Now, you have the ace of clubs or whatever ace it was. You have the ace, so you have removal to your opponent having ace, king, or ace, queen. It's so hard to put your opponent on a hand like ace, king, or ace, queen. You are never good right there. When your opponent shoves on that flop, he loves that flop. Your 6 is never, ever good. Ever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I am speaking
He had to have thought he had ace, king, and just.
But that's my point. So he has an ace. You know that's one less ace your opponent has.
Yeah.
Like the chances of him having ace, king, or ace, queen, and shoving on that flop is just like slim to none. What's up, buddy?
But then again, it's RJ, and we don't understand how his mind works.
I'm putting this out in the poker universe. I'm only going into tomorrow with 69K. If RJ makes it through, please seat draw me at a different table because I'm going to get snapped off light and eliminated.
Wow, I can't believe he made that call there. Wow.
Snap.
Yeah, and he didn't even think.
I mean, it'd be one thing to tank for a little bit and make the decision. And here we are. All right. John, I have history with John under the gun. Pretty solid. Can get sticky sometimes. He doesn't have to get sticky here because he has an actual hand.
Three X raise. Who's calling?
He's been playing pretty. Yeah, I was gonna say he's folding because he's been playing very tight, very tight. You're definitely seeing a call from Richard here. He's got to defend.
Yeah, he's already got a third of the pot. Yep, he's calling.
Yeah. When the stream started, I'm helping Diana the whole time. I'm like, bro, it's a big table. She got T-Rex arms. Push it out to her. And RJ defends.
Yeah, it's a wide table.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it on the TV, but when you're actually sitting at the table, it's actually a very wide table. Okay.
Everybody whiffs. Ace-Jack suited.
What is it that Nancy says?
Should C-bet here.
You bet, you get.
Yeah, you bet, you get.
You bet, you get.
He missed his C-bet here, but he improves to a flush draw.
Tighten up, John. Oh, no. You're going to lose it now.
This could play in perfectly for John. There we go.
Got to see the river. Bink.
All right, let's see if Richard wants to complete the story. He does. But I think he might get a look up here.
Yeah, that's too small.
That's way too small.
Wow.
He's thinking of folding, but I would look him up here for 16.
Just seems like a weak bet.
Yeah.
Unless he thinks he
Check
has
on the
like
flop. You're stabbing
6.
on the turn. I mean, I know we see the cards, but that's how my thought process would go if I was in this hand. He's got a stack to look him up here. I'd be very surprised if he folds. Oh, and he does. Richard, way to sell the story and take down a nice pot.
Well, he's played so solid all afternoon. I mean,
That's
you
why you
kind
can
of
get
got to
away with
believe
it.
him at this point,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Yep.
it could go either way. I could see a call there. The fold's not bad.
He probably thought, oh, he wants me to call. He's got it. Let me fold.
Bet sizing is everything. A certain number could scream call, and a number just slightly different can be like, he's full of crap.
That's 3,500. About 35.
And he whiffed.
I didn't know
That's
that
a
at all.
super brick for Richard. But let's see if he continues telling the story though.
This time the story is getting called.
It's RJ. He's going to bet it.
Yeah.
See, I don't understand the point of
He
betting.
lost
when
it. He
you're
lost
RJ.
his kicker. Yeah. Because
In
hitting
his mind, I'm trying to get value for my jack. He doesn't
hitting
have
any
ace.
part of your hand is good. There's players that I hit part of my hand.
Rich knows he has a weak hand, but he can't call. That's the only thing.
I'm just saying from RJ's point of view, like you're only getting called by a better jack. You're only getting called by a better hand. There's no point to. You're never getting value out of that bet. I
exactly.
don't like that bet right there. There's no
RJ.
reason to bet there. No, that's a good reasoning.
You never know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't been reading any comments the entire time that I've been in the booth. I can't read that far.
Yesterday, you remember Nestle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nestle and RJ were at the same table as me, and RJ
Yeah, I
fired
agree on
3
that.
bullets
8K
and
was
kept coming back
nothing.
to
I
the
don't know
same
when
table.
that comment was.
And him and Nestle going at it, and he powered Nestle up. He must have bagged
RJ
like
fired
500,000
3
chips.
yesterday and kept coming back to the same table.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah.
No, Nestle's been running good the last couple of months. I remember he chopped one of our he chopped the main event at the last Moneymaker. Chopped it for like
He took
won
down one.
first. Yeah, he took the first.
I think it
and
was
the last minute
wasn't it
event.
80?
Like,
It was
a lot.
82K.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took it down.
Yeah.
Did he bag yesterday? Do you guys know?
Yeah, he. I mean,
He has
had
a
to
big-
have
he has a big
at least
bag.
$500,000.
Oh,
I want to say he had like
Nestle
half
did?
a million.
Yeah.
Wow,
absolutely.
good for him.
I don't know if you
Now,
guys have
now I
list.
want a candy bar. Talking about Nestle.
All right, we got a couple of hands here. Actually, just John's flush draw. Everybody else whiffed.
Yeah, but you got RJ. He could float. He could definitely float with an ace here.
And Richard's got backdoors and overs, but he's not the kind of guy that's.
And he has the ace of diamonds. I see a float from RJ here.
Nah, his stack's too low.
Even for RJ, yeah, I guess.
He just took a big hit, so he's definitely.
Well, when he
waiting for a
called with
good
the
hand.
sixes, I mean, I think that kind of jogged a little sense into him. You know, gotta get back on track. You know.
Oh, my wife, her name is Diana, just so you know. When you guys
Okay.
were talking about Diana earlier,
Okay.
she just texted me like, you should have said my wife's name is Diana. She's like, I'm listening to you.
My wife's name is non-existent.
I was actually thinking of saying it, but this guy here didn't let me get in and say nothing when all that conversation was happening, and then it just went by.
Have you ever sang Dirty Diana to your wife?
No, I just do it.
You just do
I just do the Dirty Diana. I'm not much of a singer.
That's funny.
Fun fact, me and that tall Josh used to sing karaoke at Applebee's on Wednesdays.
That is a fun fact, and if there's any archival footage of that, go ahead and bring it in.
There is not, unfortunately. But since he's a tall, bald guy, those of you that don't know what he looks like, and I'm a average height, husky, bald guy, I always said we should get like those black fishnet shirts and do Right Said Fred as a duo. I'm too sexy at karaoke. That would be great.
So we got Rodney
don't
defending
do
in the big
karaoke.
blind here with deuce four of clubs. That's kind of out of his wheelhouse. So
That's funny because
kinda
my family
surprised.
in Dominican Republic, they do karaoke all the time. Yeah, and I'm not a fan of karaoke.
Oh, I love it. You put a
I
microphone
like
on me
behind the
and I
scenes.
shine.
I don't want to be like, you know.
Wow, look at
Singing
Richard.
in
He's
front of everybody.
gonna go ahead and rep the ace here.
Again, this
David
could,
peels
this,
one off here.
this could work because he's been pretty much the most solid one at the table so far.
Here we go.
Dave's got a good queen. Not the worst card for
But-
David either.
Calling that 8K is what makes folding with ace-king so much crazier. What happened?
Wow, Richard's gonna keep telling a story here. So David could actually rep the straight here if he wanted to. He's got removal with the king. He does have a pair, so he's just going to kind of peel a river.
Oh, pat, pat, pat.
Not the best card for David.
Oh, they haven't updated yesterday's list from yesterday. Can't see this chip stacks. Ooh, two good hands.
Way to stick with it.
David
Who
just
won
felt something there. I wonder if it was just maybe the way that Richard fired there, because Richard fired real fast when it got checked to him. And a lot of times that it is indicative of a bluff or just not being as strong as you want because you're trying to show strength by betting so quickly.
Yeah.
He might have picked up on that, but, I mean, obviously
He had
king.
the sixes?
Richard had the sixes. He had king, queen.
Oh, okay, okay.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
You can tell David's a player. You can tell he plays a lot. So, you know, he's very cerebral with his actions here. So he just kept the pot small, no reason to raise, and you know.
Ooh, I like that. Very cerebral.
I mean, he
with
was.
his decisions. That's
He
a good
was.
one.
And if I wonder what would happen if Richard would have fired one more time on the river. You know, I'm wondering if he would have got it through. But
we may never
maybe.
know.
Richard's opening it up a little bit here.
He didn't like losing that last hand.
Nah.
Again, I don't like just a call of 8 here on such a short stack. I would probably just either fold or pop it.
What, with RJ's hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I was sitting at the table yesterday with a guy. I don't know his name, but after he wins a pot, he doesn't look at the next hand and he just folds it automatically. And he mentioned it the first time he did it. He's like, "Look, I just won this pot because somebody raised." And he's like, "Look, I'm not even gonna look at my hand. I'm just gonna fold."
That's a superstition.
He's like,
right
"I
there.
always fold the first hand after I win a pot."
That's wild.
And that was at the beginning, and like I just kept watching him. And sure enough, every time he won a pot,
Richard,
he would just
Richard's
fold his
starting to.
I've never heard of that.
yeah,
Oh,
never
and a
have either.
snap.
I've heard a lot of
I
superstitions.
like
Never
this.
have
The
I don't know
snap
the guy's
call with
name.
just king high.
But he plays here pretty often. I just don't know him like
RJ is not believing the story, and now he's going to take control and take it down.
You see how fast he's betting? Like a lot. I'm telling you, a lot of times that
Yeah.
is indicative of weakness, but you're trying to portray strength. And honestly, that's a terrible card for any pre-flop raiser because it brings three hearts, and chances are you're not raising with 2 hearts. So he can actually like show that, hey, I have the hearts. That's why I
Yeah.
called you in the first place. But
I think they are picking up something on how fast Richard's betting because RJ. I mean, yes, it's RJ, but he snapped with just king high there when Richard let out on the flop.
it was a good run out for any calling hand though. For his pre-flop range, for RJ's pre-flop range, it's so much better. Those flop in that turn was so much better for his pre-flop range than it would be for Richard's ace king, ace queen, ace jack, unless he has the overpair, which you know. You're not always going to have, then that's easy for RJ to pick that up on the turn. So it's all right. Richard's still in a pretty good spot there. Looks like he's got about 160K, give or take.
David on the button with king jack off. Ooh, folded.
No, David's got in the small blind. He's got king jack.
Oh, okay.
About to say, if we're folding King Jack on the button.
They didn't show his hand, did they? Blind versus blind.
Wow.
Oh, he's going to definitely get called up on this one. Oop, the side eye.
Might find a repop here.
At the very least.
Well, blind on blind action. I don't understand why we're just smooth calling and then folding. I feel like that's never the right move. Looks like he's going to put it. Oh, wow. Wow.
No show.
And that's another reason why I say you should either fold or raise when you're in the small blind, because you gain no information on what the big blind has.
100%.
Even if it's a min click, you know what I'm saying, something. I try not to limp in. If I limp in the small blind, well, I don't know if I should say this on the air. No, but I'm usually trying to trap the big blind into trying to raise, and then you shove back on them.
But that almost looked like I mean, not that King Jack's necessarily a really strong hand, but blind versus blind action, King Jack's a monster.
Yeah, that's why I thought he would have.
And let's put it this way: if the big blind had a monster, are you really raising 15 on top of 3K?
Yeah,
no, that looks like a get out of here.
Get out of here.
Like
yeah.
I'm not trying to get any value out of this hand. That looks like I'm just trying to take the blinds.
That's why I said if I just call there, it's because I'm trying to get him to bet so I can raise, not just let him raise and then fold.
And now he wakes up
Should've
to a
at
real
least
hand,
fold.
sets it up perfectly.
That would have been an interesting hand.
Jose's most likely not going to defend.
Queen 7, they say it plays well.
The computer hand.
Mm-hmm.
We could
I
see
saw that
he's
somewhere
only-
about that hand. Queen 7.
Yeah,
Somehow
MIT. I think they ran hands over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
And Queen 7 was the most winningest hand
Yep, I saw that.
years ago. Like this was back like
It was like 15 years ago.
06 or something.
a long
Yeah,
time
like
ago.
back in the Jamie Gold days. Are we allowed to say that name on the
Yeah.
I have some funny stories of that guy because he used to run the Palm Beach Princess, but we won't get into it. Or his name was on. Yeah, we won't get into that.
I used to play on the Princess.
But I do have a funny story. My buddy
not a fan of boats.
my buddy that valeted for that, and he had an interaction with Mr. Gold. It was pretty funny.
RJ raises with the ace jack off. King 6 of hearts. Folds. Queen 9 on the button. Fold. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's go, Richard.
Let's see if Richard's in defending mode or if he's going to raise a player like RJ. Do a little set mine.
I'm asking my guy.
Okay.
Richard said, "I'm done trying to be sticky for a little bit."
Set mine in. Does he got the ace? Does he not got the ace?
Yeah. The thing that's tough is everybody knows that it is RJ, so it's like, my fives could be good here.
And to his credit, he bet really fast. And the last couple times he bet fast, he was bluffing, but he bet fast this time and he had it. So, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's not always 100% tell.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course.
And if you have a knowledge that you're doing it sometimes, you can autocorrect and play that to your advantage later
100%.
and be like, oh, I was betting out fast when I didn't have a hand. Let me bet out fast when I do have a hand.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. I try to, some people are so deliberate, like they'll take literally 15 seconds every hand, whether it's a fold or a call. That turns into somewhat of a Hollywood. But I do try to take some time every hand, whether I have a hand or not, to
offset.
Yeah, to not, telegraph what I have, the strength of my hand.
You definitely see that a lot more when you're getting deep into the tournament. Like when it starts to really dwindle down.
They'll pause and wait every single hand, whether it's a fold. Yeah, because the sharks, they're going to pick up on it. Oh, well, he takes 20 seconds when he has a monster. He takes 5.5 seconds when he's full of crap.
Well, and a lot of these guys that do play tournament poker for a living, they, like you were saying, they'll take 10 seconds every time, whether they raise, fold, or call. They'll take the exact amount of time every single time because they know that some people are paying attention to those minute details. So. here we go. A couple of playable pocket pairs. In my opinion, every pocket pair is playable.
Yeah.
And these two,
Not in every spot.
I was gonna say these two have had a few battles here recently, so I was all for like a 9-5 flop.
Not 2 with the pocket.
Savage
nines.
is here for carnage.
I'll never critique someone's play as bad play, especially when they have the chip stack at the table, they have the chip lead at the table. But I just find that when you have position and everyone's folded around to you and you have a pocket pair, I feel like any type of 2x raise is okay. I mean, like
of course.
it's an easy fold if someone repops you pre-flop.
If no one wakes up to a hand, you're scooping
you're scooping blinds. Yeah, 100%.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Any pair
Were you about to say that too?
I was not. I won't take credit for that, no.
Richard turns 2 pair. Should take it down.
All righty. We need to see a big hand.
So we've been writing down hands every day that are we're gonna do edit basically our hands of the week for like really exciting hands, not just like ace king versus queens or coin flips or whatever, but like really exciting hands, whether
People
they're bluffs or
getting
whatever. Right, in like crazy ways, like good on the
Absolutely.
flop, bad on the turn, good on the river, like
Action hands.
So basically, we had only 3 hands on Friday, 5 hands yesterday, and literally not one hand that I felt for this stream so far that it's worth like writing it down to edit into our set. So I'm with you, man. I'm waiting for the
I think the pocket 8s hand earlier would have been one of them.
Could have been.
If he would have called.
If he called, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
If he would have called there.
Or if they had played it
double
smaller
knockout.
pre-flop, then we'd have the 8s versus the king queen.
yeah.
Maybe
And
we're
then
gonna
he
get it
knocks
right
both
now.
out,
We got ace king of clubs. Maybe we're gonna manifest it.
Dude, Matthew's been wow. This guy is.
Oh
That
man.
invisible mosquito buzzing around him.
And to all of us,
Oh,
who
look, I see it. I just saw it. It's a little gnat or something. I just saw it.
to all us viewers, he just looks like he has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Ooh, RJ got a 10-9 hearts.
But again, here's that situation again. You're just calling out of the small blind.
See, he should have raised there. But then again,
Put
if
a
he raises,
10-9
he's
with
gonna
2
get shoved.
clubs, and we'll get our hand we're talking about.
Yeah, it's not
Ooh,
the
he ain't
worst
going
flop.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe check, ace of hearts
No,
on the
no,
turn.
he's shoving.
Yeah.
He's going to wait for a bet, and then he's going to shove.
Ace of hearts.
Nothing.
Nah,
Ooh, now he's got a pair. He's probably
Improved.
going to come out and bet. Yep. But he might not get any action.
RJ's too good for an ace to hit the river, so I'm gonna say his hand's gonna hold.
Whoa, okay.
Can we get an ace of hearts
That
one
two
time?
doesn't believe him.
Nope. Nope.
I told you,
Fire another shot.
the wider range players don't get sucked out on.
Matthew just knows that's a value bet, even from an aggressive player like RJ. Like, that's just never queen 10 or 10-8. It's missed hearts, but obviously there's – I think
Something
RJ knows
there.
exactly where he's at this point in the hand.
Yeah, he definitely knows where he's at. He was looking for a check on the river to show his hand.
Matthew,
to show,
you think Matthew's trying to figure out if an all-in
Oh,
He found a call.
He didn't think he hit.
Just flip it, buddy. Just flip it.
Come on,
Buddy,
RJ.
flip it.
Rate to play, rate to
Slow
play.
rolling. The man already paid you your money. Show him your hand.
Right.
You know? It's like, hey, I called. Like, why are you waiting? You can say what you want after you flip your hand over.
Jeff, we've been talking about you actually many times during our production meetings, and when you come back, we'd love to have you in the booth. So,
What up, Silver Fox?
hope everything's going out there,
Jeff,
going
okay.
good for you in Cali. We wish the best for you out there, and can't wait for you to come home, big dog.
He's out there playing?
No, he's got some family
okay.
stuff to attend to, I believe.
He's pretty solid, too. Yeah.
Jeff?
Very
well, he'll
solid.
tell you the same thing.
I'm sure he will.
Oh yeah, people would
Every poker
describe
player
him as
thinks
the
they're best
Helmuth,
player there is.
the Phil Helmuth of the Kennel Club, which means he's a great player.
Every
that
poker
will tell
player
you
is the best
Yeah.
poker player.
Nah, Jeff's great for the game.
Just running backhands.
Jeff's one of the best tournament players down here in South Florida. Definitely one of the best players that play here at the Kennel Club. And
He's been playing here a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's always running good, yeah. Or deep.
and he's actually a pretty good dude. There's many players that I've been playing for 10, 15 years that my beginning history with them wasn't all that well, and then when you figure out the person, you're like, you know what, like
That's Jeff.
We're good.
That's
Yeah.
Jeff in a nutshell.
100%.
Yep. No, he's a good dude.
I mean, Rudy's another one. I won't get into it on air, but I loathed this man for 7 years. I won't go into details. I'm not going to put that out there, but there were some things that I did not care for this man for a long time, and he's one of my best buddies. He's one of the few that outside of here I talk to.
Listen,
I like Rudy, but he definitely
controversy follows Rudy to every table he goes to. But like you just said, he's a good dude. He's a good guy. But
the thing is with him, it's tit for tat. So if you say something, he's gonna try to one up and say something. So
and he'll beat you. He'll beat you. You better be a banter warrior if you're up against Rudy.
He's not gonna let nothing slide. I mean, I've always gotten along with him. I don't have a problem with him at all. But I've seen him get into it with other people, and
All
it's
the time.
usually that.
All the time.
Someone will say something, and then he has to respond, and then the other person like, wait, I gotta respond, and then just kind of.
No, we call the floor on Rudy's table. Not so much on him, but because the confrontation usually gets so big.
Yeah.
He will pounce on your insecurities, and so that's probably why I didn't like him. Like 10 years ago or so was much more insecure years for me, and he exploited that even back then. But as I grew as a person and everything else, it kind of like water off a duck's back. It didn't affect me as much.
Raise 8,000.
Wow, Matthew's picking up a string of good hands here, but obviously with the ace king not doing too well, let's see if this one can hold up a little better.
I can agree with that, Jeff. That's true.
8,000.
And in poker, you meet a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life, which is pretty cool. Pocket tens. Rodney.
Looks like he's going to get this one through. Yeah, I don't see Dave. The way Dave's been playing, I don't see him defending with Jack 4 suited, even though that is, relatively defendable hand. I don't see him seeing a flop with it.
There's actually some chips on the table now.
Yeah.
When we were at the table, there was literally the average stack was like 30,000.
That's what we were saying earlier. It's hard to play when you're not.
Yeah, nobody had any.
Stacked,
There was literally no chips on the table. It was crazy.
Do you guys hear the chip riffling in your sleep from doing these streams and hearing it in the headset? It's very soothing, but like to hear it all the time, like you guys probably do.
Not as much as you think, but just as being dealers,
The sounds of an ocean.
I do have a lot of dreams being a dealer, and then just dealing to like my nightmares are dealing to a table of 50 players.
So I've always been in the restaurant industry, and I have the server nightmares, and it's similar.
50 players at one table?
Well, it's similar. I'm waiting on like the whole restaurant,
That's a
and
big
no one
table.
else is around. I can't find a manager.
How many decks do you have in your hand?
One deck.
I'm trying to plug an order
So
in.
they all get one card?
Like I said, I have to make sure the pots are right, the pot sizes are right, and then someone flips up their hand, and then I'm trying to like push them, and then I'm still trying to like de-escalate fights and stuff in my dream. It's, It's wild.
I have server nightmares. Okay, so they both spiked a king here. One with a flush draw. This can be good. This could be it.
This might be the one.
Okay, here we go. 10 of.
Matt's too short to let it go, so it's gonna go in.
What do we want to see on the turn?
It just calls here. It's all going in before the river. There's no way.
I'm kind of surprised it's not going in now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh wow! What
There
a
it
turn.
is.
That's great.
There it is.
I'm calling. I shouldn't call for these
Two-player
cards.
flush.
I'm gonna say an
Eight of hearts.
Eight of
I
hearts.
knew it.
Eight of
I
hearts
knew
was the
it.
exact
I
card.
knew
Yep.
it.
John, there he is. Yep.
Oh wow!
The exact
And he's
what
gonna
the hell
go right
card.
into that one. He's got two pair.
Two pair with a second nut
he
draw.
got the draw.
What do I do here?
Yeah, when
He
he's
needs
dead
a
to a
10 and he
10 or
needs
an
a
8,
10
that's
bag.
not a club. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not a club.
Yeah, 10 or 8. You're right.
The eight of hearts was the exact what the hell card.
Pink.
It looks like a
Queen
queen.
of clubs. Oh, no, queen of spades.
Yeah. King
Okay.
4 holds.
Yeah, it was a needed double up for Matthew.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in the blind, so I didn't see the line. Was there a raise pre-flop and he just defended a small raise?
Yep. That is exactly what happened. Yeah, that 4 looks like a pretty safe card on the turn there. So, I mean, I don't think the player in the 9 seat did anything wrong. That was just kind of a cooler card. You know,
Yeah,
I think he can
definitely.
fold if the club comes or maybe an ace comes. He can maybe get away from it. But that 4 just looks so unsuspecting.
Yeah.
It was hard. It would be hard for him to put him on a king as well.
Right,
let,
exactly.
Let alone a king 4.
His stack
you know?
is too small to let it go.
He's probably
in
looking
that
at it
position.
like, oh, flush draw, maybe mid pair, trying to see if I don't have the king. And then once he pushes on the turn, it's a wrap.
Looks like this is going to be our last hand before break.
I made it to the break. I can't believe it. I love it.
Finally got one.
I'm going to write it down. If that ends up being the only one we get today.
The king 10, king 4
King
hand?
10, king 4, yeah. I'm going to below question mark by a little asterisk.
No real fireworks.
Just in case something better pops up.
Yeah.
Which it probably will.
Hope so. Yeah, we're down. We're playing down to 17 guys. We're bagging at 17 players. So, you know, probably got another hour or 2 in us. Depends on how the action goes. I'll tell you one thing. Matt's hands have been pretty ridiculous over the last half hour. I mean, ace king a couple times. That hand right there, king, and the one hand that he actually doubles up on is king 4.
Yeah.
But
Which
he
was
has
the worst
10,
one of all.
ace king twice. You
The
know.
worst hand out of all the ones he
That's the
played.
belly of the beast sometimes.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go to a little break here. We'd like to thank Fredo. We'd like to thank Ryan for coming in the booth with us today. It's nice to get some insight from the actual guys that are in on the tournament. They're in on the ground level. And like I said,
fun.
anytime you guys are here and you want to come in the booth, you're more than welcome. We appreciate your time and appreciate your insight.
It was a
sir.
pleasure.
Thanks
a
a lot,
lot of
guys.
fun.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Hopefully I'll spin up my 69K tomorrow.
That's
Good
right.
luck.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys, we are back from break. Blinds are going to be 2,000 4,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante. Nice to have the boys in the box. Nice to have Fredo in here, Ryan in here. It gives a little insight into the mind of a tournament poker player. We're going to be doing that in a lot more of our streams coming up. But
Every stream.
Okay. But we got a nice little treat for you guys. We're expanding our broadcast team, and we have Brandon in the booth with us tonight. He's gonna be doing a little commentary with us. And go ahead and say hi, Brandon.
What up, everybody? Happy to be here. Excited.
Yeah.
Finally get to see what you maniacs are barreling off with.
Oh man, they are maniacal too. It looks like we got a full table. We're down to 27 players, so we redistributed, and we are 9, 9, and 9. And like I said, we are playing down to 17 players. We will bag at 17 and back to the action.
RJ waking up with a premium from break. That must be nice.
Every hand RJ plays is premium in his mind.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But especially
these
this
are
one.
the spots that he waits for. Get paid off. He comes in with the raise as he should.
Look at everybody. They automatically don't believe him.
It is a blessing and a curse.
Uh-huh. Wow, RJ actually gets a walk.
Take it down. That's, yeah, he can count on one hand how many times he's gotten a walk.
Like in his whole life.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, are you a tournament player yourself?
I started out initially playing tournaments here, actually, and then mixed in cash games to lower the swings a little bit. But at the end of the day, I've always enjoyed tournaments the most. I just think every hand is a little more meaningful. Feels like less of a grind.
Yeah.
And there's definitely an art to it. I mean, every stage of the tournament, you know, your strategy has to adjust. So it's not just the same like a cash game where you're kind of playing most spots the same in a way, depending on your opponent. With tournaments, the stack sizes get shallower and shallower, and you really have to adjust how you're playing each hand. So I've always thought that tournaments are the more pure form of poker.
You don't think 1-2 no limit
Oh my
is,
God,
is the
no.
pure form of Texas Hold'em? Hello?
I mean, it'll put some hair in your chest for sure.
At taco meat.
But as much flack as 1-2 gets, it will teach you how to navigate multi-way pots, and teach you some discipline because it can cost you a lot of money if you make a mistake. So,
agreed.
We got Joel coming in.
Joel has the blueprints of the new building. He knows.
Okay, I was like, looking, I was like, well,
Raised to 10,000. They said they're going to spend 20 million. So, and they sold this property for a lot of money. So hopefully they'll invest some of it.
Here we go.
All right, 2 good hands here.
Can't see Jose folding this for one bet.
No shot.
Actually, with Rodney on the short stack, Jose might even put them all in. Asking for the stack size. That's a good sign that he's going to put in a raise.
Short stack opening for 25% of his stack. Pretty strong range, but he's going to go with it.
Yeah, you know
As he
he's never
should.
folding that hand, whatever it is.
Yeah. Makes the right play. Shows pre, isolates him.
ooh, RJ, hello.
Oh, you like that hand?
Oh, he's frisky.
A little bit, yeah. He thought about it, though.
You know, he felt pain in his heart.
He did.
100%. I'm proud of him.
So I don't know if you know this, Brandon, but pocket deuces, that is Steph's hand. She owns the rights
Okay.
to that hand.
Fair enough.
So every time we see
Thank you.
deuces, regardless of if it means anything or not, it's her hand.
Okay.
They
fair enough.
sometimes say it, so, nothing but love. Ooh.
Wow, nines are going to hold.
Nines hold.
Eric Johnson said this Rod guy is a star. Oh, man.
Hey, well, he said that before Rodney just doubled up, so. You know, you don't like putting in your whole stack with pocket nines, but when you get to a short stack and you still have a starting stack, 4 hours into the tournament, you just got to put it in and hope for the best. So
Especially if you got some limpers, and the ante is always going to add to your equity. So, you know,
Sure.
if you're flipping, so, you know, could be worse.
And here's the thing, too, with a lot of, recreational players don't realize that when the blinds get this high, I mean, like right now the blinds are 2,000, 4,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante. That's 10,000 every round.
Absolutely.
You know, if you can just scoop up 10K without even seeing a flop, I mean, that's...
It's incredibly valuable,
yeah,
especially later on.
Yeah, it's a big dub.
Jerry with a lot of chips. Let's see what he does here.
Raise 10,000.
Well, it says Jerry has 276K, but it doesn't look like it.
Heads up action.
Jerry going to check again. I like the check back from Rodney, too. Good showdown value, and ends up making top pair.
Bet 15.
So Doc3 said, play it, Rod. A lot of Rod fans in here. I like it. All right, well, welcome. Jeff Charlton, are you still there, sir? A.K.A. Trainwreck, A.K.A. Silver Fox. I mean, he has all these nicknames. You have one for him, too?
No, I do know Jeff very well, though.
We do. We just can't say it on air.
Oh, okay. Got it. Heard.
Yeah, we were already talking about that, Ron. We were letting him know that when he does come back, he's got a first-class invitation to do some commentary in the booth with us.
Oh, yeah, we would love to have Jeff join us for sure.
That would be a notable one, no doubt.
The Rod Squad. I dig it. Well, then you guys love to see those nines hold up, huh?
Duh.
Richard at the cutoff with a pair. Comes in for a raise.
14,000.
I was like, oh, wow. It really works. It's
Oh, it
crazy.
works.
Peach is flatting with ace-10. Can you check it over? I like it.
Bet 15.
Wow. You hate to see that with sixes. Getting snap called on a flop of ace-9-9.
It's unfortunate for Richard because you'd think that, you know, the aces are going to be in his range, but typically the big blind's going to 3-bet with that hand, but ends up just flatting and under-reps his hand a bit, gets paid.
Pete just says, I had the nuts. I made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
He does look like that, yeah. I got that vibe.
Danger.
43% for Richard. These guys are pretty aggressive here.
Playing for the win. That's all that means, typically.
Well, they want a bag. So it's 10 more to bag. But, yeah, of course, we're all here for the dubs. The main prize.
Well, there's goals that we have to make here, right? I mean, obviously you can't win the tournament until you make final table. You can't make final table until you make day two.
Yeah,
can't
that's
make
true.
day two until you know what I'm saying. Like
There are
there's just
steps.
You can't win the tournament right here with ace 10, on a board of ace 9-9. You know, so there's just little steps. There's no reason to get frisky. As I say that, Jose's all in with King Jack.
I like it though. 10 big
I do
blinds
too.
with a good hand late position.
100%. No, I love
can
the
only wait
action.
so long.
You can wait. You can win 10K without even seeing a flop.
Without a doubt.
And if we're not doing it at this point, those blinds are going to come right up to you, and then you're going to be the one losing 10K. So.
Absolutely. I want to know if Jerry's chip stack is accurate.
It's not. I'm looking right at it. Unless he's got gold chips that I can't see or yellow chips, he's only has like 80 or 90.
If that was his true stack, I mean, he actually has a decision here.
3,500.
Yeah, with his chips, his real chips, I don't see him calling that off. Good play from Jose. Picks up the ante. Valuable chips.
Ron, we 19, 20, we don't have an exact number on that, but I want to say we're close to 80 or 90. After tonight's flight, we should have about a little over 100 we'll be making day 2. I want to say 120-ish we'll be making day 2.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was about to say that too. Because registration does close at 9:45 p.m. So if anyone is watching and you're interested in joining and playing, we still have our last flight here. Flight 1G. Flight 1G. You have till 9:45 to get here and play. Try to bag, make day 2. You're already in the money coming into day 2, so that's always nice. It's like consolation prize.
Raised 11.
What's up, Luke? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Jerry, we are not folding ace-9 suited here. We're at least ripping a flop, buddy.
With his I think it's a pretty standard shove here. Late raise from John.
He's very methodical.
Absolutely. Let's it go. Gonna wait for a better spot.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, I prefer the fold rather than just a call. If we're being honest, I would have liked to see him rip it or fold.
Absolutely.
So at least he did one of those two options, you know. I think a raise in the small blind there, a 3-bet all in the small blind would have looked so strong, and I think there's not too many hands that can call that rip. So
absolutely, give yourself a chance to win the pot without seeing a flop, and having the ace in his hand, you're blocking, a lot of the good hands that your opponent could have that he's able to call with. So it's usually better to just get it in and.
That's all right, Blue. We're running Moneymaker tournaments all the way through May 13th. So if you get a chance to come up this week, we got the main event. We got 4 fights for the main event. So
with some satellites, you get into it.
Yep, we got Saddies every night. So
I mean, don't forget our boy Nestle did that and won it for 82,000 and change. So
Yep, played the satellite.
Why not?
Won the main event, like you said, 80K, and then right now he actually bagged close to $500,000 the other day. So yeah, so he's making day 2 tomorrow, walking in with one of the bigger bags. So
hell yeah,
it is possible.
He's definitely on a heater. He's playing some great poker, Nestle.
Oh, I dealt to him. Yeah, the last flight he played, and he could not miss. Played great, but he was getting paid off too.
Well, it's nice when you play that aggressive. I mean, you're going to get called down in a lot of spots. So,
absolutely.
I mean, you really got to pick your spots. Oh, we got an interesting flop here. We got David with the open ender and Rodney with top pair with the queen kicker. Yeah, Nessie's been crushing, Ron.
An open ender for David with a lot of chips. We'll see what he does.
So David's been erring on the side of caution in a lot of these pots. He's been not playing bad by any means, but just playing very snug, which is probably one of the reasons why he still has a big stack.
For sure.
But he knows chip preservation at this point in the tournament is key.
He's nice and comfortable there. Good for him. He's going to let these other guys try to bully each other, and he's like, I'll sit pretty here until I got to make a move.
And if we're being honest, when you're open-ended, you really want to have like the high end of the open end. Like let's just say the board is deuce 8-9. You want to have 10-jack. You don't want to have 6-7. You want to have the overs with the open-ended. Having the bottom part of the open-ender is just, it's not a bad hand to have, but he didn't have position. There's no reason to risk a lot of chips on an open-ender when you were in the blinds anyway. It's not like you were showing any type of aggression. So
Nothing wrong with folding an open ender at any point in the tournament, but you want to be on the high end of the open ender, where you also have an option to hit top pair as well.
Man, when's the last time you played a tournament? Sounds like you know your stuff.
I don't win, so it doesn't matter. Don't win.
Oh no, Terry, don't say that.
It's crazy. Like, I'm the unluckiest guy in the world, and every poker player will say that about themselves. But I'm no different.
Disgusting Terry Jacobs tournament.
Gross.
Busts. Yeah, man.
Gross things.
But he makes it back in baccarat, so he's good.
I was just about to say that. I was like, he loves his baccarat.
Best player I've ever seen in my life. That game.
Thanks, Ron. Shout out to Ron. He's one of our guys on production holding it down. He'll be here tomorrow.
That's true, Ron. I can't complain about life, man. I do run good in life.
So same.
Can't complain there.
Premium in the small blind.
Dude, Matthew over the last hour has been picking up monster
Any
hands.
wimps. Oh, I love it. Love to just call.
Let's see if we can get Jose to. Nah.
Doesn't bite, but I still like the limp.
But
if players know that you're capable of doing that, you're going to be able to see a lot of cheap flops when you're getting a good price with your less than strong hands as well.
Definitely.
Bet 10,000.
Jose picks up the open ender here.
And also, if you have a competent player in the big blind and you're the small and you're always limping your bad hands, they're just going to abuse you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just sharp players, you know, at this point in the tournament, in these buy-ins, they're going to be keenly aware of players that are only opening their strong hands from the small blind. So it can be uncomfortable, but really important to mix in some good hands that you're limping in with.
That's a really good point.
Yep.
So, Brandon, how do you feel about limping under the gun?
Not my choice, but let's hope it works out for him.
I mean, King 9 is definitely playable, but in early position, it's tough to hold up against any type of raise.
Right.
If you're going to play that hand, or really any hand under the gun, you should always be raising.
Come in for a raise because you can rep more boards when you come in for a raise, and you're not pricing in people behind you that have position on you. So maybe if you're super short stacked, you can get cute with a few hands, like a queen jack suited or something where you don't want to fold, but you don't really want to raise either.
Look at this.
So now, not only are you're basically stuck 4K, you're never calling the all in here, I don't think.
Correct.
So you basically just lost 4K.
Exactly.
You know? And granted, Jose's still probably going to shove with ace-jack, even if RJ makes the raise pre-flop.
Right.
But at least you know where you're at that point.
Exactly.
You know, when you just call and then somebody makes the raise in front of you, you don't know if they would have reacted the same way had you made the initial raise.
Absolutely. You're raising under the gun. You're already signifying strength by doing that.
Right.
Another player shoving over the top, you know that your hand's dominated. You're going to be crushed so often. So.
No, and to be honest with you, let's say RJ makes it 10K. Ace-Jack really kind of shrinks up at that point. He might almost find a fold there. You know,
and some players absolutely would.
I think he might be too short stacked to fold that, to be honest. But
right.
Especially against a player like RJ, whose range is from here to Miami. So
yeah,
it's probably doesn't change too much, but at least you have a better idea of where you're at. I'll tell you one thing though, when David makes a raise pre-flop, totally different ball game than when other players are making a raise. This guy is
commanding the respect.
Absolutely. I'll tell you one thing: if David's making the raise pre-flop, I don't think Jose is shoving with ace-jack. If we're completely honest.
And that image is one of those things where later on, if you're capable of loosening up a bit, you can pick up a lot of dead money if players aren't going to be defending their blinds against you.
This hand got a or this table really got a little bit quiet. You know.
Yeah,
they were
I'm gonna
quite
turn the table
talkative.
volume down a little bit just so the shuffling of the chips isn't pronounced because there's no reason to just hear that.
10,000.
It's like a loop in your head, just keeps going and going and going. It's kind of like the Energizer Buddy commercial. Do you guys remember that? You're too
Yes.
young. Brendan's too
Oh,
young.
no, I remember
Oh,
that,
okay.
of
I don't
course,
know. He made a
absolutely.
face. I was scared.
No, I was looking at this.
RJ's got a pretty disguised ace-10 here.
Bet 11,000.
Kind of surprised he's just calling. But he's trying to get his opponent to maybe bluff one more time, which Richard's not going to take the bait. And now he's got showdown value, so he's definitely not going to bet now. But he might find a call, though.
The flush draw does miss, so.
Wow, nice value for RJ. Actually played it perfectly.
That's a great bet, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bad turn for Richard. He's not calling anything if that queen doesn't come. But
Absolutely.
it's hard to put RJ on an ace there, the way the hand was played.
And he knew where he was at the entire time.
Keenan Haynes, welcome. Says, Rod needs a big hand for the Rod God.
Don't we all?
Rod the poker deity.
I love RJ's poker face.
Absolutely.
The glance looking up for a second.
He's out for blood. On that button with an ace, going to raise.
All in, seat 1.
See, you can't tell if he's judging
And a
you
reach.
or he's thinking about it.
And a reshove with.
Wow.
What hand did he go?
Oh,
Jacks.
Pete's got
Okay,
jacks.
Yeah, Jax.
I don't know if Pete's ever bluffed in his life.
Yeah, you can't make Pete do anything. That's not the face of a guy that takes orders.
He said you'll see it on the stream. I was just about to say that, Ron. Listen, her stare like gets compared to Phil Ivy's. I mean,
No, Diana's got to stare.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm watching from the booth and I'm folding.
she's fantastic. She goes, no, I don't mean to. I was like, no, we love it.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't stop.
She looks
It's
disrespected.
fantastic.
She
when
does
you know what I
look
mean?
disrespected.
But it's like, askew, how dare
She's
you?
like, really? Do
Yeah.
you realize like what I'm capable of?
Did you just 3-bet me?
Oh, watch this.
Hello?
I'm all in. How you like that?
9 of clubs is in the muck. 9 of clubs is in the muck. Raise 15.
RJ's inadvertently disrespecting Jerry. He's saying he could take Jerry's all in. He can't take Pete's all in, but Jerry.
Oh, friendly gang, guys.
Hey, Donnie. Donnie
Oh.
running the floor.
Oh, here, buddy.
Let's go.
Yeah, so you have Donnie upstairs, Brandon, and Joey running this. I
What?
think that's a good idea,
I like it.
right? Like right before it starts, side eye, so you like make sure you keep watching. You know, it's like, oh
Mhm.
man. That should be an emote on Twitch. Diana stare down.
He sees that, he's like, yummy. Yummy. Look at that big blind.
Raise it up, yo, 11.
That's yummy now.
There you go, Jerry. Get those blinds back you just lost.
All in C2.
Yeah, I like the button bet here, but yeah, it's just an easy fold at that point.
For sure.
See? They did that to you.
Nothing wrong with the open, especially with those two, tending to be on, at least from what I've seen so far, the tighter side. You've got to...
No, that queen eight's getting through 9 out of 10 times.
Absolutely.
And especially with Pete's table image. I mean, queen 8 is literally the bottom of his range. Even that, I mean, I'm kind of surprised. If it's not suited, I think he just mucks it regardless. So, just so happens Buddy wakes up with a premium. When we say the words premium, what's the cutoff for premium? Are 10s the cutoff? Because is 9 a premium? Obviously 9's a made hand, but is that a premium?
I consider that a premium.
9's a premium?
For sure.
My guy.
What do you think?
A suited Broadway, like a suited ace Broadway, or like a pair above like 9s probably.
Yeah, 9's the cutoff for premium?
For sure.
Okay.
Archie here getting some hands. Gonna get looked up here, absolutely.
He might even get more than that with his table image. John might just put it in here.
I think so, with his stack.
RJ does himself a disservice, I think, sometimes by talking. It doesn't always show the strength that I think he's aiming for.
Right.
Which is why a lot of pros, tournament and cash pros, they just don't say anything. They don't want to give anything away. I think RJ gives away more than he thinks when he talks. John just smooth calls here. He wants to see a flop.
Very playable. He's got position on the razor, and it flops well, so.
I think with how aggressive RJ is, I think half the time, probably more than half the time, if John puts his entire stack in there, I think RJ is just folding. He's folding most of his range.
Now being out of position.
Wow.
Just check.
Very, very surprised about that.
So was RJ. He's like, oh.
RJ's like, oh, well, I'll just take this right now. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the offer. I accept.
Aggression going to take it down, as it normally does.
What did he say?
He said, well, then what are you calling me with then?
Oh.
If you didn't flop a flush, what are you calling me with? If you don't have that exact hand, what could you possibly have?
Here's our chip count here.
Just like before, limped with queens. Now he's got a suited, suited connector. Wants to see a flop.
I'm kind of surprised Matthew's calling with Jack 5 here. I mean, I think calling out of the small blind again is just, it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It's 7/8 in the big blind. Okay. So yeah.
Wow.
Look at that flop,
We're going to see some action here for sure. Jose's got straight draw, flush draw, and Matthew's got top pair. So we're definitely going to see some action. Matthew's hand is under repped, as is Jose's.
Bet 9,000.
It's an interesting spot for Matthew. I wonder what his whole game was. Just smooth call on the flop.
Yep, that's
there it is. I don't think Jose can fold this.
No shot.
Especially once you got that in there. You already got 2 big blinds in there. You just bet on the flop.
I get that, sometimes you don't want to risk your tournament life, but sometimes it's just your time to die.
And if that's the case, too, you could also just check and see a free turn. You know what I'm saying?
That too.
You still only have 8 high, but once you put that in there, obviously you know your opponent has a hand here. You know 8 high is never good in this spot. But like you said, you just got to put it in and hope for the best.
You got so many chips in there.
Yep.
You're too short.
Oh.
If you're going to double up, you want to have a stack afterwards. Pretty standard.
What do you like, Brandon? What do you like? You like the jack? I know you do.
The draws never get there.
Only because oh, wow. There's.
Unfortunately.
Jose will be eliminated here. Oh, my goodness.
Blind versus blind too. Any shitty card in there.
Alright, the button is right in center field. It's been a pleasure, everyone. Good luck the rest of the way, okay?
Hey, first time I survived when you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough spot, Fredo. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, you're right. Actually, Twan, the 5 was a key card. I mean, that takes away one of Jose's outs. But even then, I mean, it's 8-7 on that board is so strong.
And then if he checks back the flop and turns a pair, it's like, what are you going to do, man? It's a limp
Same
pot.
situation. And in the same spot, Matthew's never going anywhere because then he picks up a gutter with
right.
top pair.
Yeah.
So I mean, that hand just plays itself out.
Now we got Lillian in the box. She's one of our newer dealers here. Oh, Fredo. Quit giving you all the love.
He was money on the mic.
I agree.
He
I was just
crushed it.
thinking that. Where'd you go?
I was thinking about giving him your job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Get in here.
I keyed. Put the knife away.
No, for real. I enjoy watching him. Him and Savage were really great on the mic.
Yep.
Very entertaining. Oh my God, Kanan, he won 100 messages. He's our 100th talker. Oh my God, should give him like a hat or something. No, doesn't work here. All right, cool. Looks like 16,000. Yeah.
16K. Yep.
Yeah, Ron, you missed it. Fredo and Savage were on the mic.
Yeah, Fredo and Savage and Terry. That's nice.
Fredo says, "I can't believe y'all get paid for that." It's all relative. Yeah, Ron, go back and watch the VOD. He was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, the chat's up in arms because we lost Rodney. There's a mutiny.
You can rewind. It's pretty amazing. I think you can on Twitch as well.
No, you can't. Not live.
Really?
Nope.
Mm.
RJ's having way too much fun.
He always has fun.
It's a great person to have at the table.
Yeah. Well, especially at a table like this where everyone's pretty quiet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we need someone to break it up a little bit.
Like, I get it. You're
Super
trying to
serious.
concentrate, but at the same time, like, poker's a fun game.
Should be.
You want to have a player like that. Well, yeah. I mean,
Poor Terry.
can be awful.
He has like
but
PTSD again. It's hitting him. All the bad beats coming in at once.
like, there's nothing more miserable than going to like a cash game table downstairs and no one's talking. Everyone's looking at their phones. They're all serious. Like, that's just bad for poker in general.
Cell phones, if we're being honest, cell phones have kind of killed, like, the vibes at a poker table. Because I remember back in the day, like, back in the early 2000s, I mean, there was so much table talk about just everything, sports. And every once in a while you'll get a table like that downstairs, but it's very rare.
Right.
You know, because everyone's listening to music or just checking out the news or reading a book or on their phone or
Distracting
whatever it is.
themselves,
So,
yeah.
wow, RJ actually had... No, RJ didn't have kings. It's got to be a misread. Did that just show RJ had kings? I could be wrong. I may have misread it.
You tripping?
Guys, if you are looking to play some cards down in South Florida, we are located at 1111 North Congress Avenue, right next to PBI. We got high hands all week long. On the weekends, we got a high hand every 15 minutes, $400 every 15 minutes. We have our new progressive on the weekends, our new progressive high hands. They will double each weekend that a certain particular high hand does not hit. We got 3-card poker in the back. We got Ultimate Texas Hold'em in the back. We got tournaments every single day. Come on down and check us out, guys. Oh, yeah, you can bet the dogs, too. I don't know if you knew that.
Simulcast.
Yeah. Yeah, not dogs
Not
here.
us. Yeah, exactly.
But, you know.
Because people still ask that. It's like, you guys have dog racing? I'm like, no, that was
I get
voted
asked
off.
that all the time.
Right?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
It shocked me.
When are they bringing them back? Well.
Yeah, I got that too. I was like, oh, that's kind of
I hate to disappoint you.
Yeah. I do miss Rusty.
It's an interesting flop. So we got Jerry with a flush draw. John has a pair and the ace of clubs.
John ships.
Wow.
Standard call, too. I like it. 2 overs and a flush draw. You're not going anywhere.
I hope not, or else why are we playing that hand, right?
Right, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Twan
equity.
agrees with you. Has to be off.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if I want Twan agreeing with me.
And Binks it. There it is.
He does have the ace of clubs. Well,
did have some outs, but.
Yep.
Wow, John will be
Yeah, flush and a
eliminated
hold.
here.
Yeah, Jerry's almost that's almost like a flip right there with the overs and the flush draw.
Yeah.
Easy call. John doesn't like it, though.
No. By the way, our bad beat jackpot is at $181,699, y'all.
That's a lot of dimp.
Yeah. Both cards have to play.
Yep, you need quad tens minimum. Beaten by something better.
Mm-hmm.
The winner gets 25%. The loser gets 50%. And the rest of the table splits the other 25%. So everybody's happy on a bad beat. Come on down and hit that. Hit that. Hit that.
The promos are so good.
Keenan says, a lot of open chairs for Rod the Bod. Hey, somebody bring Rod back.
Listen, we might get Rod.
Somebody go grab Donnie. Let him know what's up.
Askew? Look at our VPIP numbers. RJ at 44%.
I think that's low.
I know, that's why I was laughing. That's why I was laughing. I was like, it's
dead.
usually 50 or over.
It's pretty card dead for that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to fill this table up here. We're back in at 17. So we have 21 players remaining out of the...
Yeah, we got 6 players
31.
on this table, so we
Yeah.
should be at 7, 7, and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Interested to see how much play adjusts as we get closer to the bubble.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some players become more aggressive. Some players become more passive.
Well, like you said, it's interesting to see which players are aware of the bubble coming up. So are they going to be targeting a lot of the more tight players,
Absolutely.
which is what they should be doing, especially with
Typically,
these
it's gonna
blinds
happen.
so high.
Absolutely.
You know, if the blinds are 3-6-6, I mean that's $15K every single round that you should be taking advantage.
And those small pots add up over time. I mean, it's about surviving. The more chips, these small pots you accumulate, they add up. You can take more big hits to your stack without being eliminated. And it becomes pretty easy to spot which players are just trying to squeak in.
Absolutely.
So, a competent, seasoned player is going to take advantage of that more often than not.
There's Trevor in production bringing over somebody's stack. I'd like to give a shout out to our entire production team working today. We got Gianni, we got Gene, we got Trevor out there. Give a shout out to our tournament director, Joey Dolans, our production crew here, Brandon, Steph, myself, all our dealers, and especially you guys in the chat. We literally are talking to no one without you guys, so we appreciate your participation. All the follows, likes, subscribes. We appreciate you guys more than you know, and you guys really make the show run. So thanks a lot, guys, for chiming in. And we are back at action now. We are 7-handed. Each table is 7-handed. We are going to redistribute players when we get down to 18. We'll go to 9 and 9, and then we'll play down to 17, right? So as soon as we go to 9 and 9,
yeah.
I guess we'll be playing hand for hand as soon as we get to
tables.
yeah.
Good David with pocket
David
nines
picking up
here.
a borderline premium hand of pocket nines.
Borderline.
Rock
I like
solid
that.
premium. Rock solid premium. See, he's opening with it. Confirmed rock solid premium.
I did see him fold pocket fives when it folded to him last time, so. Wow. Looks like RJ. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
So let's see if.
Just flats? Did he just flat call the button?
No, he made it 25.
Okay, so the graphics are off. He did raise. Okay.
It's an interesting spot for David because you know that RJ's been playing a lot of hands, but anytime somebody 3-bets you, it really has to raise the flags, even if it's an aggressive player.
Absolutely.
But I don't see a world where David ever re-raises that 3-bet, so he's going to see a flop, and that is not what he wanted to see.
That ain't the
he's in the window. Jesus.
RJ's got the ace of hearts too, so I mean he's just same bet, 25K. I don't ever see a world where David calls here just based on his previous play.
Yeah, I feel like David has to know this.
I mean, even if his opponent has a hand like tens or jacks, I mean, when he continues to bet with the ace out there, there's just no world where David's going to continue. He's way too. I don't want to say tight because tight's not the word, but it's all about
Safe?
chip security.
He's going to pick a better spot.
Exactly. He's going to pick a
out,
better
he's
spot.
out of position to a 3-bet. Flop he doesn't like.
You know, normally I'm not a big fan of showing your hands, but when you're an aggressive player like RJ, you really want to show people like, hey, I do have the goods sometimes.
100%.
You know?
You don't want, yeah. The less read people have on you, the better.
Because I guarantee you there's at least one or two players that are calling him with pocket nines on that flop because of who he is. But David's just not – he's not that guy. He's not that player.
Especially our regulars that have played a lot of hours with RJ. Yeah, good chance they're going to peel at least once.
Yep.
Yeah, RJ plays pretty reckless, and it's hard to put him on a hand sometimes because his just range is insane. Like,
yep.
Oh, look, check it out, Brooklyn B-Man.
What up, B?
Thanks, fam.
Nice to hear from you. You guys will be hearing him on the mic tomorrow.
Yeah, I got Brooklyn B in the mic.
Another shout out to our tournament directors. They all do a great job. You know, Joey, I feel like was born for this job. He runs a tight ship, but at the same time, he's been a dealer. He's put it, the hours in, and a very easy person to work for.
Yep, I agree.
It's very well said, Brendan. Couldn't agree more with you. Look at this. These guys are starting to get nice and relaxed here. They're going on 8 hours of play.
This is all part of RJ's maniacal plan to loosen people up.
Yeah, oh yeah. Look at him. He's still hype.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, and I don't know how the player in the 9 seed plays because he literally just got here, but RJ is not only the most aggressive guy at the table, he's the only aggressive guy at the table.
Yeah, definitely.
You could argue that Matthew in seat 5, he has that gear in him, but he also has a big enough chip stack now where he can just kind of bide his time and pick a good spot. But
and we've seen it a few times.
Yeah.
From Matthew.
RJ's got a really healthy stack in front of him. He's got about 240K in front.
Button race from Dave with the 8-3 suited. I like it. Jerry going to defend with a pretty playable hand out of the blinds, getting a good price.
He used to be a dealer here, Brandon. Buddy in the 2 seat, Jerry. Okay. That's cool.
He's representing for Kennel.
Dave's certainly going to bet here. No showdown value, good flop for his range. He's got backdoor diamonds, worst case. Jerry lets it go. Got to give him credit for it.
I knew Jared looked familiar.
It's a tough spot with Jack 10 right there because obviously the button range could be literally anything. You flop a pair, you flop a backdoor, straight draw, flush draw. I think I'm peeling off a turn with Jack 10 right there. I mean, obviously you don't want to unnecessarily risk your chips. But if you're going to call the pre-flop raise in the big blind, you flop a pair and a couple of really good backdoors, I feel like we're just peeling a turn. But Jerry's being a little more
cautious.
Yeah, a little more cautious.
Makes sense.
Also has no information on this player. So.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, he has the long hair, don't care information and the backwards hat information. That's enough for me to call.
Florida man.
That's what gets you paid, right? When you finally have it.
Exactly.
So one time out of 100 where you do
yeah,
have
but
it.
I was about to say I never have it, so I'm never getting paid, never getting paid off. You know. Dave waking up with a premium.
Incoming.
I don't like Pete just calling on the button. If you're gonna play a hand like that, show some aggression. Tell a story or just fold it. There's.
Now you're pricing in the small blind. Who knows what they can have? And
now you just lose 5K because when a player like Dave's making it 30K,
you entice the big blind to squeeze you guys off of your hands.
And I promise you, Dave's happy with that flop without seeing a. I'm sorry, he's happy with that pot without seeing a flop.
Pretty quiet and serious now here.
I don't know if it's so much serious. I just think just these personalities. I mean, the only real out there personality is RJ, and if he has no one to really banter with back and forth, even he's just kind of gonna play it pretty chill. Yeah, it does. I'm not getting like serious vibes. I'm just getting quiet vibes. Like sometimes you can tell when the blinds get really high. I mean, then it starts to get serious. But I even feel like even though we're close to the bubble right now, I'm not really getting serious vibes. Just I think that's just these guys' table personalities in general.
Emotions, right?
Interesting.
Flops a gutter, checks it back.
Yeah, there's no world where Matthew wants to fox with David, especially when Matthew just calls in the small blind. I mean, he could have a monster in that spot. Dave's going to take this one down.
Can't really bet the river.
Nah. He's happy with seeing 5 cards unfolding.
For sure.
Fredo, we need you at the table. What are you talking about? We need both you guys. It's almost like he didn't believe him. Just 3 more? It's like, really?
That would be 4 more, but, also neither here nor there.
If I only knew. I don't still allow me to go. That's very It's like eternity.
Fredo, are you saving your run good for the main event?
Even the short start till the last drop.
All right, here we go. See? RJ's just that guy that just, makes the table fun and interesting and gets the people going.
Goes a long way.
It does, right?
Morale.
The morale and everything.
Absolutely.
People are like, we'll probably play more hands. They feel more comfortable,
Loosen people up, absolutely, and it's better as a dealer too.
Oh yeah, it makes the time fly for sure.
To be able to interact with a lively table, it makes the job much more enjoyable.
Good. Yeah, take your rest, Alfredo. Do your thing. Come back and just win it. That's all. See you on final table.
Yeah, it's easy, Fredo. Just follow that advice. You're good.
Listen, it worked for the other guy. We talked about it, and then look, he bagged chip leader.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Thank you. He said, "Oh, it's just that easy," and I was like, "Yeah."
Literally, just that easy.
Just play better.
Do better. Be better, Brendan.
Blind again. Blind again. You cannot just hold it, huh? You cannot just let it.
Suited queen on the button. Nothing wrong with an open here if he decides to. He's going to.
This guy too. Always on my blind.
I like it.
Thank you.
Super premium in the big blind.
He says any ace.
RJ knows this.
Cut off premium.
Cut off premium.
Wow.
Just
I
thoughts
don't,
again?
I don't like that. Again, the button range is so wide. You really want to, try to. I mean, obviously he's already isolated, but you really just want to take this and win it now. If he puts in the 3-bet, he just wins. Matthew shuts it down.
Shuts it back. See if he
Matthew
tries to
could
this
rep
card.
the ace here. He's going to. I can't see RJ folding for such a small bet, though.
I like the bet.
Wow. Okay.
Takes it down. Okay. And you give him credit for it.
Wow, and you show the nines?
I'm telling you, any tens and down, I'm not gonna read it.
So apparently RJ's premiums are Jackson above because he just said any tens
Not
are down. I'm
re-raising
not
tens?
re-raising. Okay.
Someone check his pulse.
I don't really know how to. I don't know how to take that. Yeah, Fredo, I'm shocked with no raise there, especially from a button. I don't know.
Are you on tilt, Terry?
I just don't understand. I don't understand.
He's really thinking about this, guys.
I just get we're on the button here,
Yep,
but
and you know what's tilting
they're on
about
the
it
bubble.
is that the dealers will get blamed for the player being card dead when they're not playing their premiums.
Right. Good point. Yeah,
Like
it's not your
Buddy.
fault, Lillian. It's definitely.
Like, you know how hard it is to get dealt the pair?
And then a flop comes Jack 7 and we're checking it. Hello. Hello.
I will not take the blame for you being quote unquote card dead.
All right, heads up action here between
defending the
Dave.
big.
Yep.
10-5 off.
Why not?
He ain't scared. Flops middle pair too.
Yeah, but P has a queen here.
Pete raised under the gun too. I don't know if 10-5 is the best hand to be defending there.
I mean, call.
And this is the problem, is that you flop a pair and now you feel obligated to continue.
Wow, Peach just turning the world too.
Yeah. And this guy's like, uh-oh.
Roro Reggie.
This guy is no fear. At this stage, does he understand only 3 people left?
I believe it's 4 people left still, correct?
Are you in the money if you make it or not? Already?
It's an interesting time to ask all these questions, RJ.
Oh, you don't want to know.
No,
RJ has emptied the clip apparently.
That's
I think we want to
funny.
know, though.
I would love to know.
I don't know if you guys in the chat can hear what he said, but David asked RJ how many times he's fired in this tournament, and RJ says, "Oh, you don't want to know."
You don't want to know.
No, it's a big field. Yeah? First place is 70.
No.
50. My friend calculated already. How many entries so far then? And the first day it was already 85,000.
I don't think that is correct.
Spot on read.
Even slow play my 9.
So he admits it was a slow play. We're moving in the right direction.
Can't be a slow play if you just fold.
I think I heard him say 15, Alfredo. I swear to God, when they got loud there for a second. What are they talking about?
They're talking about Jimmy Butler on the Heat.
I thought he got traded, though, no?
He did.
He did. He got traded to Golden State in the middle of the season, but I believe a week or so ago, a player undercut him on a layup, and he got injured pretty badly. So.
Really?
But yeah, he injured his pelvis.
That's crazy.
Game 7 tonight, Golden State versus Houston.
Oh,
Terry,
man.
who you got in that game?
Honestly, normally I'm saying Golden State 9 out of 10 times, but Houston's just they're surprising the hell out of me.
They've got arguably the best bench in the NBA.
Yeah.
Very young, physical.
And Golden State just basically plays their starters almost the whole game because they have to.
They really don't have a bench. So
yeah.
You get deeper into the playoffs, those minutes start to add up.
Is Butler playing?
He is playing tonight, I believe.
I mean, it's tough to count out a Curry-Butler combo, and especially, I mean, where's the game? Where's the game?
The game is in Houston.
That's rough.
They're the higher seed, yeah.
That's rough.
And they were down 3-1. Tied it up. Forced
It's
the game
amazing.
7.
I mean, you can't overstate how big momentum is in a Game 7. You know, you win 3 in a row. Or I'm sorry, you win 2 in a row, and then you play Game 7 at home. It's huge.
You got Fred VanVleet. Their point guard has already beaten the Warriors in the finals.
Oh, yeah, when he was with the Raptors.
More than acquainted with this situation, so.
That's an advantage.
Playing his best basketball of the year, no doubt.
He's not scared to put up some three-pointers.
No shot. RJ just gets ace-king whenever he wants, apparently. Opens at 20.
Blinds are 3,000, 5,000 with a 5,000 big blind, Annie.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
David not going to defend, makes a good fold.
I told you that's the one. I was waiting for him. If he shove it. If he shove it.
Do you fold?
That's actually a good question. If Dave just open rips his whole stack there, obviously his hand doesn't matter, but if he just open rips his whole stack, RJ only has ace-king. I kind of think even with the way RJ likes to play, I still think he folds ace-king. I mean, look what he's got in front of him. Dave's got like almost 260 right there.
Oh, yeah, he has a lot.
Don't get me wrong, RJ likes to play, but I don't think he's going to put up his whole stack pre-flop with ace-king offsuit.
No, I don't think so.
He is giving off the vibe that he's trying to just burst the bubble, but
literally,
I don't know if he folds that hand. We would at least get a tank out of him.
Oh no, he's still thinking about it like right now.
Yeah,
like
tanking 4 hands later
for sure.
Jerry on the button. Ace jack suited. Raise to 16K. And now David in the small blind with a Broadway ace.
Well, this is why, button raises when it's folded to the button are so polarizing. You're never really sure what that bet is. But with a player like Jerry who hasn't stepped out once this entire tournament.
And lets it go without really much hesitation.
So Dave, that's been Dave's MO basically this entire feature table. Even before you got here, he was folding relatively big hands because he just doesn't want to get involved unless, like you said, he wants to pick a better spot.
Pick a better spot.
And ace-10 out of the small blind, you're either folding or raising, I think, especially against a player like Jerry.
And that's really what it comes down to. It's like you can't just look at the value of your hand. You have to look at your opponent as well. And, you can exploit players that play too tight by making good folds.
Or vice versa, you could exploit tight players by really re-raising them and putting in a 3-bet, especially when you are the tight player.
For sure.
When two tight players go against each other like that, you could make a case for if Dave puts in the 3-bet, I could easily see Jerry folding ace-jack suited, depending on the size of the raise.
Right.
Genie's in the back. You know where the back is? He can't. All right, bud. So, Brandon, I saw RJ just folded 7 deuce, and it reminded me yesterday Rich was at feature table, and he had 7 deuce on the button, and Mike, Big Mike, older Mike, plays all the tournaments here.
Yeah. Right.
He wears the lucky hats.
Yeah, he wears the lucky hats.
Yep. Big watch. He wears big watches.
That too, yeah.
I know Mike.
No, everything we just said about him, it all tracks. So we're going to put it on our hand of the week montage. But basically, Mike smooth called with Jack 10. Rich raises with 7 deuce on the button. Mike calls. Flop comes ace Jack 4. Mike checks. Rich bets. Mike calls. Turns a blank. See a flop here. Oh, I have a couple people flopping ace here. Basically, long story short, Mike checks it again, and Rich basically puts in a pot-sized bet on the turn. Mike goes into the tank and then folds. Rich shows the 7 deuce.
As he should.
In the tournament, right? This is in, the blinds are like 1,000, 2,000. This isn't like, early in the tournament. So anyway, Rich goes card dead for an hour. Same exact hand. 7 deuce on the button.
That's
somebody
crazy.
calls with Jack 10. It wasn't Mike this time, but somebody calls with Jack 10. Flop comes King, Queen 7. But he's got a straight draw. He checks. Rich bets. Turns the 9, so he turns the straight.
Turns the straight, right.
Check. So he checks the straight. Rich checks, and there's a 7 on the turn.
Oh, watch this hand though, real quick, guys.
And all in a
Someone's
call.
at stake here.
Up 4 or 7.
Mini cooler.
Everything holds.
The ace king and a hold.
Richard will be eliminated here.
Wow.
Yes, Luna. They are bagging at 17, which is 12.5%. They do round up here, so now we have 3 more players. RJ.
Yeah, 3 more
Now.
players, guys.
Yeah. You kept saying 3 when there was 21, but it's all right.
Works for me. All right, only 7 players left.
Thank you.
1 player left. 7 players left. Seven more. Gonna only play ace king right now. Hey. I leave with my 3.
So anyway, long story short, basically when Rich river 3 7s, Buddy puts in a pretty big bet on the river, and after going check on the turn, it looks so strong, but at the same time, Rich hits 3 7s while playing 7 deuce.
Right, yeah, man.
Do you ever fold there?
The nut run out. That's so
No.
tough, man.
I mean, it's a tough one. So he ended up
But
calling.
The thing is, Mike, Mike's image too.
Well, no, so the second time it wasn't against Mike.
Right,
second time
right,
wasn't
okay.
against Mike, but it was the
Mike-
same
he got Mike to
situation.
fold.
Right, he got
But
Mike to
then-
fold, just a pair of jacks, but then it ran out a little differently the second time around. But
That's so tough, man. Rich, you know what? I love Rich. He invites it on himself. Great player.
Right.
Those are the spots you're gonna get him when you're playing 7 deuce and you hit flops like that. You're gonna get put in some uncomfortable spots, but he's good enough to navigate it.
Yep. Well, and obviously it's an easy fold if he doesn't hit trips on the river.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not like he's trying to get too much more involved. But the way the other hand played too, he could easily rep the ace when the flop comes ace jack blank.
That's
He
a
can
perfect
easily
barrel.
rep the ace,
It's a
especially
perfect
when
barrel.
Mike's not betting. Mike's not
Absolutely.
showing any type of aggression. So
Ranger, okay. Ranger's letting us know with the night flight is looking like we're going to bring back 82 for day 2. Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate that.
We still have till 9:45 p.m. that you guys could still get into the last flight here. And Luna, yeah, Betty was actually here. Not sure what happened earlier, but she was definitely here earlier.
Not sure if I've seen a more dedicated poker player than Betty Davis.
I'm not sure where she finished in our point standings, but
she was up there.
She was like in the top 3. I never see her play our Thursday PLO tournament, but she came because she was trying to pick up some points.
What a sicko! I love it.
She is, yeah.
I absolutely love it.
But we were giving away a lot of really good prizes for our points leaders this month.
We really were.
First place got 2 $1,100 main event seats and a $300 buy-in for the
it's amazing.
for this one for the multi-fight.
It's
so
so good, man.
I mean the value there. You're getting $2,500 in tournament seats just for playing poker and being good, obviously. But you know,
absolutely.
I like Jerry's bet here. I like when it's checked to him, regardless of what RJ has. You know, I like betting the pair with the backdoor flush draw, especially with RJ just not showing any type of.
For him.
You know, he wants nothing to do with that board. So.
Oh.
Whoa.
Damn.
He's lucky that wasn't the old moneymaker button. That thing would knock people out.
Oh my God! Yeah, right. That thing was huge. It's like a hockey puck.
Yeah. I think they're like, yeah, we got some liability with this. We got to shrink this down a little bit.
They chuck it at a dealer or
Yeah,
player.
absolutely.
GG's.
Yeah, as a dealer, yeah, good luck, bro.
So she gets some speed on that.
Oh, you can't even slide the old one. You couldn't even like chuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was heavy.
Yeah. Jerry's stacked up pretty nicely here. He's just been biding his time. He's been sitting around 70, 80K the whole day, and looks like he's up to almost 150 there,
That's
maybe
what
even
it's
a little
about,
more.
man.
I mean, you just really got to be patient, and especially with this blind structure. I mean, Moneymaker really does it right. Day 1, it's half-hour blind levels. Day 2 is 40-minute blind levels. I mean, this is a very well-structured tournament.
At this price point, too, you're really not going to find better.
No, I agree.
RJ going to call, suited queen. I like it. And Dave checks back the ace, so under-reps his hand a little bit.
Is that ever a spade when someone says
Never.
that? Do they ever?
Never.
Maybe in a cash game, but never in a tournament, right?
No.
First of all, you never really hear that in a tournament, so that's kind of interesting that RJ is, actually saying that. But then you're going to flip up your hand.
And he shows it. Yeah, and then he shows it. Just kidding, bro. RJ saying he wants to go home. Yeah, 12:15. 12:15 they will return for day 2. We will probably go live around. Oh, I'm sorry. Not day 2. Is it day 2? Yeah. Okay, I was right. So 12:45 we'll probably go live here right before 1 p.m.
Not going to open with a suited ace, late position.
See, I can't tell if that's 12 or 16. Sometimes the
Looks like
glare,
12.
you see?
Looks like 12K.
Yeah, a little 2.5x raise, which has been Matthew's standard
And RJ's
pre-flop
going to peel
raise.
on the button. A very playable hand. I like it.
I do too. No reason to raise and inflate the plot at this point, from his point of view.
And both players with reasonable stacks. chance to make some a lot of chips if you end up.
Pete just smooth calling with ace king.
Oh boy,
You sure did.
Ruh-roh.
This is why you don't do that.
Wow, RJ's flopping a monster here. Flopping a pair and a flush draw. Wow, and he's checking
He
it.
checks it. That's
low.
This is what is going on.
Oh wow, this is something's gonna happen. I don't know what, but something's gonna happen. Matt turns the flush draw. RJ has a straight draw, flush draw, and a pair of tens. And if it was good on the flop, chances are it's good now. No one's showing any type of aggression towards wanting this hand. Matthew's definitely going to peel a turn, I think, with the nut flush draw, right?
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah. Looks red. It's not.
No, but he has 2 pair.
Two pairs good, one pair's good.
And Pete is making life so much harder on himself by just flatting. Because you're playing out of position to 2 players. You give yourself no chance to win the pot before the flop.
I think any raise out of Pete there takes it down pre-flop. I don't even think it matters really what it, unless it's just a min raise. Min raise doesn't get it done. But if he makes it 40K, we're just taking that down.
As you should, being out of position, you want to typically raise larger to mitigate that disadvantage of being out of position.
And if somebody puts in a 4-bet, then you really know that ace-king's no good at that point.
That's right.
But I think that you really need to, like, protect your hand and put in a raise just to...
And it's just not a hand that plays well multi-way.
No, not at all.
Can you imagine if that's like straight flush? I have a straight flush there. And you hit your straight.
They got young guys? They got queen 9, 2 black cards. Like a tall center, I forgot.
But with the flush in there, you're not gonna
That's how much lately.
all in.
Houston, I know they've had a lot of draft picks, but they kind of screwed up.
If I hit,
So it looks like we're down to 18.
Now hand for hand.
Yeah, we're gonna bring some players over to this table, go 9 and 9, then we're gonna play hand for hand until we lose one player.
A long time ago, but I guess they got a lot of draft picks, and they got a new coach. Oh, did they?
Now, if there's someone here to talk sports with, it's Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin will listen
he's
to it.
excited. He's like, oh.
He's already asking him about the Houston Golden State game tonight.
Yep.
I've been late on a couple of pushes talking sports with Calvin. I'll admit it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll allow
the
it.
floors are very forgiving.
To say the least. Yeah, Fredo.
I'm taking Houston to win tonight.
I am too, yeah.
I'm taking Houston Rockets to
Houston?
beat Golden
What
State
time does that start?
I'd have to check.
In Houston, probably like 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8:30.
8:30, yeah.
It's tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
from there, I double up.
Fredo. So, yeah, the last time you can register to this, close of registration, is at 9:45 p.m. for our last flight. People are watching here at home. You still have time. And, oh, my goodness, look at our fellow player, Mike Casellas, one of our regulars.
Hey, Mikey, let's go.
I got to get him in here.
Mikey's a PLO mainstay on Thursdays. My guy makes final tables like 92% of the time.
He is. And Mike Preston here again. He was here yesterday. Or, I'm sorry, he was here Friday in seat 1, but he's now sitting in seat 3, or one of our regulars as well. And there it is. So chip counts.
The locals love Mikey around here.
He's a great guy.
David was 70 bigs, sitting comfy.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Why are you telling everybody my name?
Oh, too late. We already did that. You're welcome.
See, Calvin knows Houston's going to win.
What about
Oh, did Trevor just say Houston's going to win?
Oh, pick Golden State.
I might have to hammer Golden State money line.
Thank you, sir.
We may have a change in the action.
I'm talking about OKC. Now Trevor's excited because they're talking about the Celtics.
He's such a homer.
The crane is bringing them. Special delivery.
Still deciding if I should let Trevor back in my fantasy football league this year. We'll see. He's on thin ice.
What did he do? What did Trevor do? What did Trevor do wrong?
He's just Trevor. Texting me every day with a bad trade offer.
Hey, if you just got here, one thing, a few things actually. No phones on the rail. Please don't use your phone at the table, and no headphones allowed. And please, when you get dealt, just put your cards in the box for like 2-3 seconds, and then you can do whatever you want.
Mike getting all the love in the chat. We just want to say thank you so much for everyone that has been hanging out with us all day, watching this great poker action. We wouldn't be here without you guys, and it's always a pleasure, especially when you're here in the booth, on the mic with us. We just love having you guys. So if you guys aren't already, please like, follow, subscribe here with us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we got it. Discord even. Join the party 24/7. Find out all of our poker information, promotions, hang with the chat, hang with our fellow players. He's like, give me a second. There it is. Has all these chips. Look at that.
Calvin's on it.
You saw that? It got
And
kind of
this
close
guy's
to
got it.
RJ, and
This guy's
RJ's
got a
like,
stack.
bro. He looked like he was going to pounce on him. You saw that?
I'm going to predict those two clashing at some point.
RJ and this guy?
RJ, yeah, and the guy on his right.
Yeah, I can see that. I believe Mike T.
Mike T coming in with a huge chip stack.
Yeah. Oh, Fredo. This guy needs a color up.
Yeah. It's another thing, too, about tournaments. You know, sometimes you'll get a big stack like this that moves to your table. It changes the entire dynamic.
Oh, definitely.
So now he's going to be typically opening more hands. Now that we're playing hand for hand, he can apply a lot of pressure on the bubble.
For sure.
And it's going to change the dynamic of, what everyone else is going to do.
And the players have no idea how he's played the whole time. If he's just played tight and his aces
That
have held
too.
up, or if he's just been playing aggressive and taking down blinds or getting lucky. They have no clue.
The intimidation factor, that's for sure.
Oh, no, a stack like that, no doubt.
Yep.
What's that?
No, it was just coincidental because it's turning.
And he wakes up with a premium right away.
It's a tough life.
Tough life.
Oh,
Must
wow.
be nice.
That's what we're doing wrong. We just got to get good hands.
Now, here's the thing, too. Obviously, Ace-Jack's not a bad hand, but do you really want to fox with the chip leader who really might have no problem coin flipping with you?
And this is the thing. It's like, as Mike being the chip leader at the table, he's going to be opening wide, so he just happens to be towards the top of his range. I don't hate the 3-bet at all, to be honest. Doesn't seem like he's afraid of the bubble. Playing his hand at face value, and I think he does believe he's ahead. So,
Or maybe he just knows it's a flip. I mean, assuming maybe it's tens or jacks, but even in a situation like that, you're never really sure. You always got to be wary of the 3-bet.
Yeah, you could play sitting on your PlayStation.
now in Mike's spot, I know it's easy. We can see the whole cards, but being on the bubble, he can apply a lot of pressure here. Just gonna call though.
He called.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
Holy! Oh, my goodness.
Do we write that down?
Nancy would
My
give that a
guy.
smack dab for sure.
So proud of you.
You can proxy a smack dab for Nancy.
Yeah, she's got it
He'll allow
copyrighted.
it.
That's all her.
Wow. Can you imagine
buddy.
just getting
Just
raised
gross.
pre-flop,
Wow.
smashing 2 aces, and then he's still
sick.
betting it for you?
Ugh.
Do you just slow play here? I mean, I feel like you do, right?
He's thinking about it, maybe.
I mean, the chances of your opponent having the other ace.
I mean, at this point, I don't see any reason other than to just call.
I'm with you. Because let's be honest, if your opponent has a hand like jacks,
he does raise. Okay, so he's trying to.
I mean, it's getting
get
all
the
in
money
here.
in now,
This
right?
is-
I
this
mean,
is
the
all
hands are
getting
right.
in.
Ultimately, the hands are playing themselves, but typically this is a spot where if you're Mike, you're either way ahead or way behind. So nothing wrong with the flat, but
Wow, he's just calling.
he did say all in. I believe I heard him say all in.
How has Mike not snapped yet? I mean, obviously you're putting your opponent on an ace here, and if
I
you're
mean,
getting 3-bet pre-flop, then you got to worry about
Right,
ace king.
you're
But we're just
thinking,
never
yeah,
folding.
He's only worried about ace king, but at the same time, it's like, man,
We're just never folding.
he's got it. He's got it.
Especially with his stack size. Maybe if it was for his whole tournament life, maybe he could fold. But you fold this hand, or I'm sorry, you call this hand and lose, you still have 500K.
Calling a 3-bet and flopping trips, right? It just cards kind of play themselves.
Wow, this is kind of surprised at the tank here.
I wonder if Dave will be irritated.
I mean, you can't really be irritated in spots like this just because you're allowed to think about it. You're allowed to process the information. Obviously, Dave wants the call until he does. Especially, listen, when your opponent's tanking like this, you think you're just good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He thinks he has the nuts right now.
Right.
He's not worried
Right.
about.
Because you're
having
assuming any
ace
ace queen is
king.
snapping you.
Right.
Yep.
But the 3-bet pre, you know, it does feel, yeah, and he puts in the calls. He should.
No, Dave's handling it like he should. I mean, his opponent just wanted to think about it, and that's okay. I don't think he was slow rolling by any means. I just, it just is what it is.
All right, Dave's going to need some help.
Oh, wow, just smashes the
This
queen.
thing's gonna hold.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness. And just like
That's
that.
the bag. Wow.
Unfortunate
Mike's
for Dave.
gonna
That's
Mike's
gonna
gonna
be
walk
trouble.
into day 2 with 800,000 bag right here. That is wild.
That is pretty crazy. Wow, what a
Tough break for Dave. Played well.
what a hand
Very difficult hand to get away from. It's not going to happen.
to leave on. I mean,
That is crazy. So we are bagging at 17, guys. We are finishing our final flight upstairs right now. That should be done around 1 o'clock this evening. We've had a really interesting day. We are going to come back tomorrow at 12:45. The restart time is 12:15. Our stream will start at 12:45. If you make day 2, you make the money. We're going to play down to a winner. It's a 100K guarantee, but we've already crushed that guarantee. First place should be sitting around 30K, give or take. Come back tomorrow and join us. We'll be here all day. We're going to play down to a winner and or a chop. And we'll be here all week long, guys. We got Moneymaker events every single day. Come on down and join us. We will have our main event starting on Thursday. It's $1,100 buy-in, and we will finish out the final table next Tuesday. But like I said, we'll be here every day on different streams. And for my co-host, Steph, and our new co-host, Brandon, buddy, you crushed it.
yeah, good
It was
job.
fun.
You actually did a really good job, man. Thanks
No
for
nerves or anything.
yeah, thanks for
I'm
hanging
proud
out.
of
You
you.
guys
well,
are
he was shaking a little bit, but
You guys made it easier.
No, it was a fun day. It was a good day. We'd like to thank our poker players who joined us earlier, Fredo and Ryan. I'd like to thank our entire production crew, Gene, Trevor, Gianni, all of our dealers, our tournament directors, everybody that was in the chat. You guys are amazing, and like we always say, we don't do this without you. We are nothing without you guys. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. You got something to say?
Yeah, congratulations to everyone that's bagged and is going to come tomorrow and get that money. And Fredo, good luck if you play later. Thank you for being in the booth with us. It was so fun. You and Savage, can't wait to do it again. Any last words, Brendan?
No, not at all. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, good, because you're coming back tomorrow night to do it.
Awesome. I'll be here.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. See you guys all tomorrow.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye.